and actively supporting community causes. For a bank committed to helping you and your community prosper, choose Bank West. Bank West, convenient, connected, committed. Member FDIC.
As students and educators head back to school, the Beck Motor Company team wishes you a great school year and sports season. We're proud to support you and are here for all your automotive needs. The Dog Days of Summer sale is in full swing with specials in every department. And we have a head wash coupon and doggy bowl for the wash and rag head wash with any test drive. Check it out. BeckMotors.com, 224-5912.
Century Business Products is a proud supporter of South Dakota High School athletics and proud to provide most reliable Kyocera copiers and printers to schools and businesses in the area, all backed by their 5-time nationally awarded Kyocera certification. Are you looking to control color costs? Printers? Are you looking for more efficient ways to scan documents? Or maybe you'd like to become more paperless? Look no further than Century Business Products. Call 800-529-1950 and see how they're powering business technology.
Living with less pain means living at your best. But an action-packed life can wear your body down. Avera Orthopedics keeps you moving. With total joint replacements for pain you don't have to live with. Find relief with the region's largest orthopedic physician team of specialized surgeons, so you can keep moving forward. Avera, moving health forward. Learn more at avera.org/collision.
There's an app for everything, including high school sports from the stations of BRTV News. Download the BRTV News app from the App Store or Google Play. It's only a moment, so you'll have it in time for this game. See live and archive before ball games, and when you select your favorite station from the live stream, the video will immediately pop up. See Central South Dakota High School sports on your phone or mobile device with the BRTV News app. Download it now from the App Store or Google Play.
One team. The Pierre Governors know what that means. And so do the men and women of the Hughes County Jail. No matter how good you are, working with a good team makes you better. To be the best, that takes teamwork. So if you'd like to know more about the available positions at the Hughes County Jail, be a part of their team. Log on to hughescounty.org. Click on the Sheriff tab. Detention deputies and nursing positions are available. Go Govs! The employees of Hughes County Jail.
Welcome back to Aberdeen as the Golden Eagles play host to the Pierre Governors for the opening nights of the high school football season. Last year it was Pierre hosting Aberdeen. The Governors won on that particular night 54-15 in a game that Lincoln Keno set the all-time single-game passing record for the Pierre Governors. Governors will be running behind Cade Kaiser, who will take snaps under center this year, and we'll see how that goes once this one gets going after kickoff. But you just heard from the Hughes County Jail, who sponsors our broadcast booth. Thanks to them for giving us a place to spot up and set up and watch and call this game from. We are actually outside with the sun on our backs, but it's going to be a nice night for football once that sun goes down. A little bit of a breeze, that should die down as well. And of course you hear the sounds of the Aberdeen Central Pep Band right down in front of us too. All the vantage point from the Hughes County Jail broadcast booth, sponsored by the Hughes County Jail in Pierre. They are hiring. Look at them on the Sheriff's Office webpage. Opening up with the keys to success that are brought to you by Central Dakota Eye Care in Pierre. A conversation with head coach Steve Steele. Let's hear what the coach had to say, and we'll talk keys as well when we come back. You're listening to Governor Football. All right, here we go. We get a chance to talk with Steve Steele of the Pierre Governors for the first time as the season is back underway. The six-time defending state 11AA champion, Pierre Governors coach, and I guess as we customarily do, the first chat of the season. Let's wrap up last year, the sixth championship, and just a great group of seniors played their last game in another championship win over T area. A quarterback legacy that we may not see again in a very long time, and just another great year. But right now, it's a memory, right?
Yeah, it's one of those things where it's always exciting and fun to look back, but it's finally here in the next few years, so it's just time to look forward and see what we can do this year to help try and back there and do it.
But as we say, we've got a new season here, Pierre Governors football, and I think the
the first thing that you have to remind everybody, and I know you have, is that last year's last year, and now you've got a new group of guys, and everybody's got to play their own game and try to put things together once you take the field here tonight.
Yeah, and I think defensively we'll be very strong. We've got a lot of pieces back defensively. There's probably not going to be a ton of change there. There'll be some tweaks like you'll always see with us, but it'll look very similar. Offensively, we're going to look very different, but we still expect to be very good. We still want to move the ball and score. We just might be moving the ball and scoring a little differently this year. So we're going to be bigger in some areas, smaller in other areas, faster in some areas, slower in other areas. But that's kind of the fun of high school football, is putting the big puzzle together and hopefully coming away with a really nice puzzle at the end of it.
All right, game number 1 at Aberdeen, the Golden Eagles, a team that I think like a lot of teams in 11AA, all your competition, they all lost some real horses too. And a lot of teams like Aberdeen are pretty much starting over, or are they retooling?
Yeah, there'll always be a little retooling. They've got 4 offensive line starters back that they should be really good up front. They lost everything behind that. Other things, they got a fullback back. So they'll still probably stick to their identity. They'll be a running team. They'll play action at times, try and control the clock. But at the same point in time, their defense is going to be brand new. They've got 1 starter back on defense. They're a big team. They've still got great numbers out. But, at the same point, there's going to be a learning curve for them, too. So, everything that we have concerns about, we also understand that we won't be the only ones with concerns heading into week 1.
I think that's a team that really got better as the season went along last year. And I imagine they're going to take a lot of the good momentum that they had at the end of last season. And they've got to be ready to go this year.
Yeah, and especially when you're bringing back 4 offensive linemen, that kind of makes things a little bit more forgiving. Because, if you have a really good offensive line, they can make anyone look good. They can make everybody in the back. If you're throwing the ball, they can give you time to run out of coverage.
Try and, slow. If they could turn it into that kind of a screen.
If that's going to be a problem, if they you don't have quarterback Lincoln King.
They kind of don't know what they don't know. I mean, they had a bunch of guys who don't really know the system. And somewhere it could be offense, could be defense, and whoever limits those, I think.
In this one as well. The keys to success football season tonight on River 92.7.
I care. Regular, yearly coverage for a great life.
From the early days of South Dakota statehood through today's digital revolution, BankWest has remained committed to helping customers and communities succeed. BankWest Associates uphold this commitment by developing innovative products, tailoring financial solutions to customer needs, and actively supporting community connected, committed. Member FDIC.
Crispy all white meat ranch. I'm getting hungry just thinking about it. Do your taste buds a solid and order a chicken strip basket today.
A big energy thief in your home or commercial building. The Garage Doors. But Overhead Door Company of Pierre can help stop that energy waste with a full range of insulated, weather-tight garage doors. Their residential garage doors give you insulated performance at an uninsulated price. And their Thermocore insulated steel doors give commercial buildings the energy efficiency they demand today. Find out more.
Back in Aberdeen as we continue our BankWest pregame show. Brian Oakland with Coach Sean Lewis tonight to call the action. Heather Williams in studio. Caleb Brozick on camera from Live Ticket. Also available at drgnews.com and the River 92.7 page. Time for the starting lineups in this one. The starters are brought to you by Envirotech in Pierre. Let's look at the Pierre Governors in state this year. That job belongs to Cade Kaiser, the senior. Have that job all along coming in this season. Brock Mosier is the featured running back, a 175-pound Sturgis in, a senior at 170 and a number since. Keenan Scott is a senior. Jet Zabel consensuses as well, if that's a word. But look out for Cooper Terwilliger. He's a freshman, 210-pounder. He's going to be a playmaker for a number of years, not only on the football field, but a lot of people expect him on the basketball court as well. On the line, Matthew Brewer starts for the second year in a row, senior at 240. Matthew Coverdale is back after sustaining an injury at to the tail end of the season last year. The senior at 255. The tackle is Jacob Mickinen, a junior at 235. On the defensive side for the Governors in the middle, it's Austin Longdew, a senior at 330 pounds. Defensive tackles are E.J. Bucci, the junior, and Emmett Anderson, a playmaking senior. The linebackers, another good group. Titan Winkler, a senior. Lucas Chamberlain, a 200-pound senior as well on the linebacking core. The cornerbacks in the defensive backfield, Spencer Schonsberg, a senior, Carson as well as from Envirotech in Pierre. It was a returner. He had a defensive tackle, and then the ends will be Brandon Schwann and Jeff Bagels, Golden Eagles, for his second. Governors, meanwhile, beat Yankton. That particulars will go into the win here. To the big schools all opening their seasons tonight. Aberdeen, Huron hosting tonight. Out west, Douglas is playing at 11 in Central South Dakota tonight. Have the Stanley KPLO. We've got Miller Dakota Hills out of the Wilmot Wabash Summit area. BRGnews.com. We'll have it 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line after, again, see what the Governors have offensively. Probably going to see a little more run-pass balance this year, I would think.
I would assume, and yeah, I mean, Coach Steele deciding to go ahead and take the ball, putting this inexperienced Aberdeen Central defense on there right away, just goes to show, I mean, what he's wanting to accomplish.
Quick hitter pass on a play action. Kaiser goes out to the flat, and Jet Zabel catches his first pass, I assume, of many this field. Actually, they'll spot him at the 27, so a good 7-yard hookup right there, and I think that's a perfect way to begin for Cade Kaiser, quarterback, who's kind of, I don't know, is he going to relearn the ropes? He was the backup a couple of years ago, didn't do any quarterbacking a year ago. We'll find out. He's got an empty backfield, 2 receivers left, 1 right. Kaiser keeps it himself. And
this year was staying balanced, and so you see kind of a tight formation, throw a pass, you see a spread formation, throw a run, just keeping the defense guessing.
In the pistol is Kaiser with Brock Mosier behind him. He'll take the handoff, and he's got a full head of steam once he hits the line of scrimmage across the 40 to the 45, maybe the 46, before the Golden Eagles corral him for the first time on that play as well. But a 9-yard gallop here for Brock Mosier on his first carry. The Governors have it just across the 45. And a second down on the outside of the right side of the line, has enough for a first down approaching midfield to the 49, and the Governors will move the chains again.
Strong run there by Brock Mosier, just absolutely, not much there at the line of scrimmage, and just keeping those feet moving, trucking, gets the 2-3 yards out of it and move the sticks.
1st and 10 at their 49.
Governors moving right to left. Again, there is a north to south breeze, and it is Story inside the 40 all the way down to the 36, and a pickup of another 10, maybe 15 yards here.
And you're seeing guys come in and out. I mean, Steele's keeping guys fresh on
a drive that started for the Governors at their own 20. Mosier, no, this is Lewis for the, and it looks like Lewis may have lost the football. 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line.
At their 28-yard line.
Trey Gott, he ended up coughing it up, but I imagine he's got a short memory, right?
I would think so. Need to get the ball back.
So Aberdeen Central with Parker Lemaire gone as the featured tailback, but it looked like there was a different number in there that might have been carrying. It might have been Austin Erickson, the fullback with a Aberdeen Central last year had a featured back by the name of Carson Suck. Running ability to really cause a lot of problems. Actually had a 64-yard touchdown in that first pocket. He'll scramble to the far sideline, make his way.
Out of the play, there was just not much going on down deep.
So a run of 4 up to the 32. I think the one thing that he got into the backfield quickly for the Governor defense. And now we've got a flag on the field thrown by the back judge. Looks like this will be a delay of game. And our first penalty marker on the floor to be marked off against the Golden Eagles.
Delay game on the offense. 5-yard penalty.
So 5 yards to the negative will put them back to the 27. It'll be 3rd down and 11, maybe a dozen.
The 5-yard penalty, bring up a 3rd down and 11 for the Golden Eagles.
And we still have a delay on the field as the officials try to get set. While we wait for that, let's send it back to our studio. Heather Williams, we get a station identification in here. You're listening to Pierre Governor Football, your official voice to the Governors, River 92.7.
Driven by the Office of Highway Safety, River 92.7. KTFX FM, Pierre.
Golden Eagles, after turning over the Pierre Governors, Pierre with a fumble lost after a very successful 6-play drive otherwise. Churning most of their yards on the ground, hauling it in.
Very good job by
Ace-off catching the first pass of the day, and a punt coming with the wind on 4th and about 7. A spiraling kick to the near side, and the Governors have to let it go. Ty and Bus Didn't really have enough time to make a good play on that. He wanted to haul it in out of the air, but then had to make an adjustment, and by the Eagles all the way down to the Governor 8-yard line.
Definitely flipping field position there. They're aided by the wind gods a little bit, and then the turf ones showed up and gave them a little extra.
So with 7:49 to go here in quarter number 1, doing some quick math, that's about a 61-yard punt. 19 and another 42 down to the 8. So yeah, 61 yards on Jet Carlson's first punt of the season. So Kaiser in an empty backfield, 3 receivers standing over to his right. He's going to run in that yard line is number 8, Mason Schremp, the middle linebacker.
And it looks like tempo is going to start to change for the Governors a little bit. We're getting set a little bit faster. Things are clipping. I think we're going to try and keep this Aberdeen Central defense off balance.
8 yards here for Kaiser, sets up a 2nd down and 2. One thing you see, Coach, that you and I both know, obviously you know very well, is this Aberdeen Central squad's got a lot of talented athletes, and a lot of them are talented on the wrestling mat as much as they are on the football field.
Yeah, their defense is laced with wrestlers, just like you'll see. You know, it works.
Kaiser
see our backup quarterback here, who looked very good in the scrimmage last weekend. So let's see what he's got.
This is Caleb Lounsbury. Caleb is a sophomore, 155-pounder. He's going to line up in the pistol with Brock Mosier in the backfield too. 2 receivers to the right. Big tight end set, double tight ends on the line, and Mosier takes the handoff straight up the gut. In between the hash marks, across the 25 to the 30-yard line.
Very good there. Brock Mosier hitting a very tiny hole, but he's a shifty kid, and he definitely made the most of that run, getting a full 7 to 8 yards.
Call it 7 to the 30. We do understand that I believe our live stream is having some technical difficulties, so we're trying to work those out. As we say, it's always a little bit rusty first night of the season. Haven't really had a chance to test things out, so bear with us on that. We'll get that going as soon as we can. Play action here. Kaiser rolling out to the right side, looking downfield, has his man this time, and the pass is caught just shy of the 40-yard line, but a second effort gets Keenan Scott a couple of extra yards, and Scott, the senior, with his first catch of the season. Well run in the pattern and well delivered by Cade Kaiser to the 41.
Great to see him get involved game 1 here in the first quarter. Sat out all season last year with an injury and was our videographer. Yeah. So great to see he's getting in the action in a different
Keenan
facet.
Spent a lot of time with us up in the booth last season. Empty backfield on the far hash mark. Kaiser, bad snap. He tips it to himself, picks it up on a hop, and now he's got a positive gain running short side of the field, far side. Picks up an extra block across the 45. Looks like about the 48 is where they'll mark it. Cade Kaiser making something out of nothing. I'm not sure if that was going to be a designed run anyway, but could have been a broken play. Turned into a lot better situation for the Govs.
And that's what you're going to get with Cade Kaiser. He's just an athlete. He's going to be able to make something out of nothing. You know, kind of like a Lincoln Keenholz back there, but his own style. And so you see him getting positive yardage and just going straight forward.
Cade already with unofficially 47 yards on 5 keepers. 2nd and 3 for the Govs, again nearing midfield. Another keeper for Cade, right side, this time squirts through. Got out of an arm tackle and finally met by Cordell Reichlich. But not until he's to the Aberdeen 45-yard line. Another movement of the chains, and the Governors are into Aberdeen Central territory for the 2nd time in as many possessions.
45-yard line.
7 more for Kaiser.
And if you're watching at home, you're seeing a bunch of different formations out of the Governors. They're definitely trying to take advantage of the youthfulness of this Aberdeen defense.
3 receivers left. Tight end standing on the right is Jet Zabel. Kaiser looks left. Stolle comes in on the slant and is met quickly, unable to keep it in his mitts, and a good play here.
And he had to do a good job just to go and fight for that ball, not only to get it for the catch, but also to prevent that thing from being picked off, because Jet Carlson was right there for the Aberdeen defense.
Bring up 2nd down and
so the Golden Eagles have bent, not broken so far. That's their first real opportunity to stand up. The Governors, the first time Pierre has not moved the ball for positive yardage on any of their first 12 plays of this game. Kaiser in the pistol, claps, gets the snap, hands off. And inside the 45, I'm picking up at his Lewis.
with the stop.
Trey Lewis into the 43. That'll pick up 2 for Trey. The Governors have their first 3rd and long situation. 3rd Aberdeen fans to come to life. Cade Kaiser with a quick clap. Trying to draw Aberdeen Central offside. No go yet. Just under 4 minutes to go. Quarter number 1. No score yet. Governors trying to keep the chains moving. Kaiser going to keep it himself. Trying to follow blockers. And he'll drive with the knees, getting underneath low inside the 40 down to the 36, but I think he needs the 35.
I think he's about half a yard short right there. Great effort by Cade Kaiser to get that, but just kind of got stood up right there at the 35.
Pickup of 7. They call it at the 36. This is certain 4-down territory. The Governors would be kicking into the wind if they tried a long field goal. Kicking is something that'll be worth watching, by the way, in Governor land this year. We'll talk more about that in a bit. Backfield's pretty well bunched up. Kaiser's the lone deep man. Chance Sarda in at a fullback, goes in motion. He'll try to lead the way. Might have been moving forward at the snap. Kaiser slips a tackle, would have a first down, but I think this one's going to come back.
Flag on the play.
There was a little bit of movement there on the line right away, so let's see what the call is.
Well, they let the play stand, so it's not a false start. Might be an illegal forward motion. I'm thinking maybe Sarda going in motion might have been moving forward when the ball was snapped here. 4th and 1 going to become 4th and 6.
Illegal formation.
Formation.
5 men in the backfield. 5-yard penalty.
Too many men in the backfield or somebody not covered up. That's the first Governor penalty. This one marks him, as we say, 5 yards back to the 41. And it'll be 4th down and 6. The Governors will stay out there on offense. Coach Steele, ever the aggressor, not looking to punt in this situation. Crowd coming to life in front of us again. Kaiser, good protection, over the middle, pass caught. Zabel, first down, 20-yard line, and into the red zone he goes. Finally tripped up by Braden Comstock, but Cade Kaiser delivers a strike into the breeze. And get used to this, because Jet Zabel is going to be the go-to guy all season long. I don't think anybody has any doubts about that. Pickup of 22 yards, first down Govs.
Not sure he got tripped up. He might have tripped over, because he absolutely trucked that kid after that catch.
Zabel fun to watch running. Here's a pass or a flip, a snap that's mishandled. Zabel catches it behind his back, slips a tackle, 20, 15, hard to bring down as usual. But it takes 3 or 4 Golden Eagles to finally bring this play to an end at about the 15, maybe the 14-yard line.
Absolutely impromptu play, a little bit of bad snap there, and Cade Kaiser and Jet Zabel connect to make something out of what looked like wasn't much right away.
Number 12,
5 yards on this one brings up 2nd and 5. It's the second time a snap has been mishandled. I think this snap was a little more off its mark, whereas Kaiser may have fumbled one earlier. But again, you've got the composure, and one thing Governor footballers have had, especially under, I think, the Steve Steele regime, is just good wherewithal. We talk composure, but just good understanding and good football IQ as to how to start looking upfield and just look for anything that might be available. Here comes Lewis again, shifty inside the 10 to the 5, finally tripped up, brought down. It'll be 1st and goal for the Governors, knocking on the door on their 2nd offensive possession of the season.
Nope, when bad plays happen like that, you got to keep going. Definitely don't be watching football, still be playing football, and that's on coaching. You got to be able to practice that day in and day out.
1 minute to go here in quarter number 1. Good run for Trey Lewis, his 3rd of the game. Brock Mosier also has 3. Cade Kaiser has been doing most of the galloping so far here for the Governors. Shotgun snap, empty backfield. Kaiser untouched, touchdown. And the Governors from 5 yards out strike first in a 6-0 lead, culminating a 12-play scoring drive for the Govs. And this one goes 92 yards after a great punt was let go.
And I think here's the kicking thing that you wanted to watch for the year. So here goes Ryan Berry in her first varsity action here, kicking an extra point.
Barry lines up from the 10-yard line. Barry, a standout soccer player. The Governor girls are 3-0 on the season. Barry gets this one up, but it's missed a little bit right. Bobbled snap momentarily. It was up and long enough, but just a little bit wide to the right. The Governors will settle for 6, but they take the first lead of the night with 41 seconds to play in quarter number 1. 6-0 Governors. We're back in 30 seconds with more Pierre Governor football.
This Governor Sports Moment is brought to you by
Dan O's Marine in Fort Pierre is now selling Vexus and Alumacraft boats and Manitou pontoons.
When you're thinking of a new or used car, motorcycle, pickup, or RV, think of us. We make all sorts of vehicle loans. We can set you up with payments that fit your budget. So if you have getting some new wheels in mind, stop by and see us. We'll get you the right loan. Dakota Plains Federal Credit Union, federally insured by NCUA. We're big on you.
We're small enough to know your name, but we're big on you.
Scott Darno with Lee Real Estate in Pierre is ready to help you find your dream home. There are 10 things you need to do to buy or sell your home. Number 1, call him at 605-220-2676, and he'll handle the other 9. As your resident realtor on a bike, he will make buying or selling your home feel like a walk in the park, not an Ironman triathlon. Find him on Facebook or email scott@LeeRealEstatePierre.com. Lee Real Estate and Scott are proud sponsors of Central South Dakota Youth Sports and Events broadcast on Live Ticket TV.
Olson Plumbing in Pierre provides...
Doing the place kicking, Brianna Sargent also off the soccer team, does the kicking off. Short kick at the 20-yard line, taken, but the Governors come in and corral the ball carrier. Grayson Schutzel in on the stop, looking to see who the deep man was as well. Avery Lagan does some kick returning, but I don't think that was him. Might have been Brody Aesop, might have been Cooper Eisenbeiss, not sure, but the Golden Eagles will have it for their second possession. Trailing for the first time here at 6-0. They'll have it 1st and 10 at their own 33. 36 seconds to go here, quarter number 1, first night of the season. And Parker Lamar, the quarterback, as the Golden Eagles will only have the wind at their favor for another 36 seconds or so.
If they're going to pass, now is probably the time, being it's at their back, but they decide to run here.
Push pitch out to the near side, and Lagan is stacked up. Lewis is there, Chance Sarda is there.
Titan Winkler absolutely laid the boomstick on him right away, and then the other 2 guys got there and finished it up.
2-yard gain here for Lagan. That's his first carry of the night. Winkler is a guy that was in on a lot of kind of a reserve role, but got a lot of plays last year, and a kid that was really impressive. I'm excited for him and his opportunities as a starting linebacker this year.
And he's a guy who's put in the work, both in the weight room. Work ethic is unmatched, and just glad to see that he's out there showing what he can do.
Golden Eagles don't get a play off. The first quarter clock will run out. They'll have it 2nd and 8 when we switch directions. On the Gales Gas Service scoreboard, the Governors strike first in the first quarter. They lead the Golden Eagles 6-0. Your score from Gales Gas Service in Pierre. We pause for 60 seconds and we're back with more. You're listening to Pierre Governor Football. Your official voice of the Governors is River 92.7, online too at drgnews.com.
Complete plumbing and drain cleaning services to commercial and residential customers. Olson Plumbing understands how the simple things in life are often the things we can't live without, and running water is the top of the list. Olson Plumbing offers 24/7. Olson Plumbing, 605-224.
To fit vehicles, from ATVs to large farm equipment, much more. Our highly skilled technicians can handle brakes, heating, and air conditioning. Call us today at 224-8640.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything...
The Governors, all things considered, a 6-0 lead as we go to the second quarter. Joined by Sean Lewis on color, who now knows what he sounds like on the radio after that last commercial in that set. Golden Eagles now faced with the breeze in front of them. Wind has not died down yet. That might be a part of the forecast a little bit later on, maybe when the sun goes down, but it hasn't happened yet. Lamar throwing, quick hitter. Just a quick hitch to the fullback, Austin Erickson, who has the catch, but brought down immediately at the 44-yard line. Still a gain of...
Lewis on the stop, 2 yards.
Well, I got to get my yardages. Actually, that's to the 39-yard line, a pickup of 4.
Yeah, the Eagles offense there coming out in doubles, so 2 receivers each side, completely balanced, and then hit a motion, seeing how our defense is going to react and respond. And, you know, they got one of the routes that they wanted to check off.
We'll need another one here, though. 3rd and 4.5. Heading from south to north. It's Aesop in motion, but Lemaire going to keep it himself, running near side to the 40. Met up and dragged down, I believe, short of a first down. Lucas Chamberlain runs him down, runs him out of bounds. The line to gain marker on the near side had to be dropped.
He is very close. I don't know if we'll see a measurement here.
So pick up a 3, but he's a full yard short as it turns out. They need the 43. They're at the 42. As Lemaire gets
Get behind him, folks. Get behind him.
to the spot with a yard to go. They're going to go for it. I like the call if you're Aberdeen Central. They need to make plays, and they need to try to do whatever they can. They'll give it to their fullback, Erickson, as he's got enough to get to the 44, then the 45, and finally wrestled back by E.J. Bucci, but he gets 2. He only needed 1.
Erickson on the carry.
And that'll be a first down. In fact, we'll give him 3 full yards on that one. And hey, Coach, I mean, you got to hand it to the Golden Eagles. They really needed to make a statement. If they want to stick around in this game, they needed their first down, no doubt about it.
Absolutely. Throw a little pitch look in there and then give it to the fullback underneath. He stayed low, kept his feet moving, and, you know, when it's game of inches right there, low man wins.
But also, I mean, people are going to want to make statements against the Governors all season long, and they're going to have to do it early in games, I would imagine. Lemaire has to get rid of the rush, not able to do so. First man through, unable to get him down by the Governors, including Emmett Anderson. Bucci is in there.
And Parker there did a great job of being able to get just back to the line of scrimmage. He was kind of pressured about 6 yards deep, and it looked like it was going to be a Governor sack for a big loss, but he got back to the line of scrimmage until they wrangled him up.
So technically no sack. It's a gain of nothing for Lemaire. Titan Winkler was the first man through. 2 minutes into the second quarter. Clock running a little more freely than what we're used to from the last few years. Here's Lagan after a dicey snap, hauled in by Lamarck.
Chamberlain among the Governors.
Lagan left side is across the 45 to the 48. They'll give him 3 for 5 yards total.
We've got a third and long situation here for them. We're going to see, I mean, they have the wind in their face. Are they going to continue to run the ball, or are they going to try and air one up?
Governors had a key play on 3rd and long themselves into the wind.
You've seen Cade Kaiser come in here playing a safety look, so you're going to see 5 DBs here for the Governors expecting a passing situation.
Lamar forced out of the pocket, right side, comes up the middle, tried to make a move, but Chance Sarda gets him down low. And a short gain of maybe a yard up to the 49. This will be a punting situation most likely for the Golden Eagles as their shot stop.
And that is not an easy task for anybody to do.
Sarda just... Again, these linebackers, just like last year, so much athleticism and quickness and just field awareness around them, and every one of them a ball hawk. This is Carlson kicking into the wind for the first time, went 61 yards with the wind in his favor. This one takes a pure bounce. It'll be a short punt, finally down at the 41-yard line of the Governors by Samson Flack as Pierre has good field position. 30-second break on the change of possession, though. The Governors lead 6-0 here on River 92.7.
But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 57,000 participants here in South Dakota who take part in high school sports or activities.
The weather still might be cold, but
Quality electricians with decades of experience. They offer dependable installation for commercial and residential construction or day-to-day service. Whether you're looking for new construction or remodeling existing buildings or homes, contact your full-service electrical contractor, Nystrom Electric. Visit their website, nystromelectric.com, or call them for estimates on your next project at 605-224-8750. Nystrom Electrical Contracting in Pierre.
Hey, Barbie Buick, how are you?
I'm running great. My owner treats me like a queen. In fact, we just got back from the Corner Station Ultimate Car Wash, and I feel terrific. I'm all shiny again.
Well, that's great. Well, my driver won't spend all day there.
Ah, but that's the best thing. I was out in no time. But what I like most is that their car wash is environmentally friendly.
Where's this place again?
It's on the corner of Pleasant and Euclid, just up the road from the train trestle.
Treat your car to the Corner Station Car Wash on Euclid and Pleasant and Pierre.
On the stop.
Governors back on the offensive as a long pass, a little bit overthrown by Kaiser with the wind in his favor to George Stalley. And then a running play gets him 3, maybe 4. Kaiser wants to go long again on 3rd down, but we've got contact. Incidental or otherwise, but Stalley is brought down by the defender, and so this will be pass interference.
Definitely, George had him on the break. He had him earlier, and then this time he decided to get a little handsy. Once that jersey gets outstretched, doesn't matter where you are, that should be called about every time.
Well, it makes it an easy call, no doubt about that.
Pass interference. Number 2 of the defense.
Have to go back to the play before that for a statistical purpose. Was it Mosier on the run of 3 yards? Was it Kaiser? Lewis was the guy?
Trey for 3.
Okay. It made it 3rd and 7, but again, 15-yard penalty on pass interference for Aberdeen Central. Their second penalty of the night, but this one's going to move the chains for the Gov.
Pounding the rock a little bit. Now you're seeing him air it out, so you're seeing the versatility that this squad has.
I think Coach Steele probably couldn't wait to throw the football. Here's Stalley on the far side, hauling it in on a slant. Bobbled it momentarily. That might have cost him a few yards, but he has it inside the 40, down to the 36, and a pickup of...
Kaiser's pass complete to number 2.
Actually, it went to the 41-yard line. That's a pickup of 5. Kaiser 5 out of 7 so far. Stalley catches his first catch of the season, 2nd and 5.
And I think you saw an RPO right there. Cade read it and saw, he had the option to hand it off to Brocker to pull it, and you saw the DB playing a little bit off, so decided to get it into George's hands in space and see what he could do.
5 yards is always a good thing on 1st down. It's 2nd and 5. We hit the 7-minute mark of our second quarter with the Governors on top 6-0. Straight ahead give this time. Mosier, the ball carrier, with just a 2-yard pickup. Now we'll give him 3 to the 33. 3rd down and a couple. Mosier's 4th carry of the day.
5 yards, we got 3rd down and 1.
Got him at about 23 yards. Governors running on average for a pretty good chunk of change each time. 3 wides, near side, 1 wide out, far side left. Ball on the far hash mark at the Aberdeen Central 33-yard line. Kaiser with the snap, wants to keep it, had to stop and go again with a cutback, and that is good enough for a Pierre 1st down inside the 30-yard line. Down to what looks like about the 27.
Yep, Coach Steele had 4 receivers down here, had a tight end attached, and kind of the name of his game is spread it out and let his quarterback be an athlete. And that's exactly what he did, being able to free Cade Kaiser up for, a pretty clean 2 to 3 yards.
I think plays like that, if they're not fooling me, they're not fooling the defense. So pretty much what's coming. The question is, can you stop it? And right now the offensive line for the Governors is winning the battle.
And the name of the game is you still have to honor it, even though if there's 4 receivers and you think they're running, if by chance they don't, you're caught in a pretty big pickle.
Kaiser on a rollout, gets his big freshman tight end for the first time. Cooper Terwilliger inside the 20.
Kaiser's pass complete to
Keenan Scott reached for that pass. It was out of his reach, but Terwilliger has it down to the 16, a pickup of 11, and the Governors are in the red zone for the 2nd time.
And it's nice to see Cooper Terwilliger doing what all I've heard in practice. I've heard Trey come home and say really good compliments about Cooper making catches that a lot of kids shouldn't be able to make with his size, and definitely not looking like a freshman either in practice or in this game so far.
The scoring update from across the river back in central South Dakota after this Brock Mosier carry. It goes up and out. and then up again inside the 15 down near the 10-yard line. And that's where they'll spot it here. Good gain for Brock of about 6. Stanley County Buffaloes leading DeSmet on KGFX at the end of one quarter of play, 12-8. Buffalo's home opener against a highly touted DeSmet Bulldog squad. Stanley County started the season 1-0, beating Sully Buttes 42-20 last week. 2nd and 4 here for the Governors at the 10-yard line. The line all stacks up. Kaiser with a keeper, leaps over a man, but he's ankle tackled inside the 5.
Gonzalez with the trip up.
And they'll spot him all the way down to the 2.
They'll make it
a gain of 10 is good for a first down.
2-yard line.
And you see some personnel change here. You see Chance Sarda coming in, Ty and Bus going out, so you're going to get a fullback into the mix. And, you know, when Chance comes into the game, it's follow me.
Now 80 yards on 10 carries unofficially for Kaiser. 4:20 to play, quarter number 2, 6-0 Pierre, looking to make it a 2-score game. Obviously, Governor fans are used to, at this juncture of the game, maybe having a multi-score lead. And maybe in a lot of cases an insurmountable lead, but this is a different style that the Governors are going to be employing this season, and now we've got a penalty that'll go against the Governors. Look like a little bit of flinching. So from the 2, they back it up to the 7 on the false start. First down and goal still for the Governors. Kaiser, play action, looking to roll out, looking upfield, has a man, it's tipped. Terwilliger has it. It was tipped by a Governor receiver. Keenan Scott again in the pattern, but he tipped it up, maybe out of the reach of a Golden Eagle defender. There's Terwilliger on the backside for a 7-yard Governor touchdown through the air.
And those are the kind of plays I think we're going to continue to see with Cooper Terwilliger. He knows where the ball is. He's got a good sense. He uses his range and hauls that one in.
So the 7-yard pass play makes it 12-0. Ryan Berry, the senior soccer kicker, out of the hold of Cade Kaiser, kicking with the wind this time. Eagles bring the rush, but this one hooked, as Berry may have overcompensated. She missed the first one to the right, misses this one to the left, but still a good punch in that kick. Governors will lead 12-0 as we've got 3:54 to go in the second quarter. 30-second timeout. Let's make it a minute. We're back for the Governor Kick. You're listening to Pierre Governor Football.
Too early to think about how you want to spend those upcoming summer days. Owyhee Federal Credit Union is running their recreational loan special that offers 90 days no payments and terms up to 15 years. Apply online or stop in at 221 East Pleasant Drive in Pierre and let the girls at Owyhee Federal Credit Union get you ready for those sunny days ahead.
People helping people. Owyhee Federal Credit Union.
Why am I so sore? There are everyday moments.
Hey, hold the ladder! Hold the ladder!
Yeah, that hurt. And there are epic moments.
Slide, slide, slide!
College! Class of 1995! When a moment creates a health need, visit the experts at Avera Orthopedics. We're moving health forward so you can tell the story. Learn more at avera.org/orthopedics.
Now's your turn.
Well, the Governor's second scoring possession in a row. This one sends them 8 plays, 59 yards in 4 minutes and 33 seconds. Aberdeen Central with a big kickoff return here. All the way into Pierre territory. Inside the Governor 45 to the 44, and a nice job on return. For Aberdeen Central, it's Erickson actually taking it up the far sideline. Brianna Sargent, the kicker, actually in on the stop on that one, so a lot of credit to that young lady.
That shorter kick, he got definitely a full head of steam and busted to the outside, caught the Governors not running down in their correct lanes, and got outside for a big run.
Cade Kaiser with his first touchdown pass. Cooper Terwilliger, the freshman phenom, with his first reception. for a score. That one from 7 yards out. Pierre leading 12-0. Here's Parker Lemaire looking to throw against the wind. Single coverage downfield near side on the numbers. Aberdeen fans are going to want a penalty, but they're not going to get it, as Cooper Eisenbeis was well covered by the Governor defensive backfield.
Carson Stosher did a really good job there, keeping his hand down nice and low and just basically boxing him out, you know. Not a basketball player, but heck, it's the technique.
And again, talk about technique where you get a little hand fighting. You see that on both sides. I think a pretty good no call, but you probably coached that a little more than I've seen. So he did his job well there.
You know, my figure, I wasn't much of a DB's coach, but I could definitely help him with a few tricks. Hand fighting is an acquired taste.
Lemaire gets wrestled down on a short gain here, and wrestling is no kidding. It's Chance Sarda who brings him down, and in fact, I think I saw a mouthpiece come out and fly away on that play as well. That's a gain of 3. Spotted at the 42, 3rd down and 7 for the Golden Eagles.
You definitely did see a mouthpiece fly out on that play. He got brought down very hard by Chance Sarda.
Let's hear you, Eagles fans.
Sarda's so good at the throws on the wrestling mat, and that was very similar. 3 minutes to play. Big play for the Golden Eagles. They do not want to give the football back to the Pierre Governors. You can bank on that. Erickson, the deep man, be in the pistol. Here's Lemaire with the throw, and it's caught by Eisenbeis for a first down on the near sideline. He eludes Carson Stoser. Lucas Chamberlain will wrap him up, finally get him down out of bounds, but not until the Golden Eagles have a first down inside the 30-yard line. We'll call it the 28.
Very good job there of max protect by the offensive line from Aberdeen. They had their tight end in, they had their fullback in, and they basically just went with 3 receivers out there and got one to catch Stoser in his back pedal, got him stopped, and hit the long hitch underneath.
I don't know if the wind is dying down so much yet. That was still a very good throw. Lemaire's best throw of the night. 14 yards and a first down, but here come the Governors, and down goes Lamar this time. Winkler helping out with Emmett Anderson as well.
Yes, definitely a bunch of pressure outside and inside on that one. He had really nowhere to go.
It's going to be a loss of 9 on the play. They'll spot it back to the 37-yard line. The first sack by the Governor defense of the Aberdeen quarterback of the night.
At the Pierre 37-yard line.
You know, it is good to see, you know, the Pierre defense get tested a little bit here. You get some, adverse field position and just see how you respond with your back against the wall a little bit. You've been able to play with a long field the majority of the day, so let's see how they tighten up.
Justin Breeze takes his first time out of the night, first of 3 charged with 1:34 to play. Pierre on top 12-0. Eagles have second and double digits when we come back after this 1-minute timeout. You're listening to Pierre Governor Football.
As for a great deal on smoking fast fiber internet from Venture Communications. Upgrade to the speed you need, up to 1 gig. And with whole home Wi-Fi included as part of your service, experience no-lag gaming, your favorite music, web surfing, HD video streaming, and connect to the latest smart devices. If you're ready for an upgrade, call or visit Venture Communications online.
At Jan Bussey Ford and Highmore, they've been building partnerships for life by treating customers right, offering a low-pressure sales process, no haggling over price, passing low overhead savings on, and providing a Ford-certified service department fixing it right the very first time. If you're looking for a new Ford, a quality pre-owned vehicle, a new or used ATV, or a trailer, stop by Jan Bussey Ford and Highmore and experience the difference.
Jan Bussey Ford, building partnerships for life.
3rd and 19. The Eagles are on the ground with Avery Lagon as he goes up the near hash mark and then cuts it outside left. Finally run down out of bounds by Spencer Eastland for the Governors, but this is a big gain when the Golden Eagles needed one. The Governors may have been playing pass, but the Eagles come out of that timeout, and they get a big 30-yard scamper by Avery Lagon all the way down to the 7-yard line. Biggest play of the night for either team so far. Lagon again on first down is brought down quickly. Emmett Anderson off of the left side of the D line.
Taking the carry again.
We'll drop him for a loss back to the 10. That's a loss of 3, so 2nd down and 13.
2nd and 12.
And on that play before, you saw a little bit of over-aggression by the Pierre defense, deciding when they were going to flow to their left, and they got caught with a little bit of trap back underneath. So just a little bit of over-pursuit, and hopefully they can fix those issues and close those windows.
I was 5 yards ahead of myself. It was at the 25, now back to the 30, and a pass floated in the end zone. It's picked off by Carson Stoser. He brings it out up the middle of the field. Look out! The speedster up to the 40, inside, back outside, stops, 50, slips a tackle, gets a block. He's at the Aberdeen 40 to the 35, and finally brought down at the 31-yard line.
The receiver looked a little bit confused as to when that ball got tipped and fluttered out, and Stoser decided, well, if you're not going to go get it, I am, and I'm going to take as much of this as I can get.
Carson Stoser with a 74-yard, I'm going to call it, interception return. And the Governors are now in business with 38 seconds to play here in quarter number 2, leading 12-0.
We get to see for the first time how the Governor defense responds with their back against the wall, get a nice timely turnover, and return it to completely flip the field.
Governors have one fumble loss, but now they turn over. The Eagles for the first time, 1st and 10 from the 31-yard line. Kaiser steps up, wants to throw, looking for Stalley, and it's knocked away. And a good play here by Braden Comstock.
Yeah, pretty good coverage there on the play. Stalley lost it maybe over his back shoulder, just a hair, but we're definitely knocking.
So 2nd down and 10. I think this is where the Governor defense, if they can complete some pass plays, certainly going to have some fun. Right now, they know they can run the football. They've been able to do that this entire first quarter. How much success can they have in the passing game, especially, I think, with the wideouts? That's what not only the coaching staff, but I think the players on the field want to see what they're capable of here.
And those of us who know Coach Steele knew he was probably immediately going to take a strike to the end zone on that. Right after a timely turnover, catch them with their head down and just see if you can get something to take a huge momentum swing going into halftime.
Yeah, that's why Comstock made an even more impressive play, but a motion penalty for the Governors. Their 3rd of the night. This one will mark them back to the 36, 2nd down and 15. Kaiser by himself in the backfield, stays underneath with Zabel, and a great tackle here. You bring Jet Zabel down on first contact, you've done a heck of a job, and that's Mason Schremp.
Mason Schremp, another wrestler on that Aberdeen Central defense. He knows a few things about taking guys down, even if they are a little bit bigger than he is.
Just a 2-yard gain, and now the Governors will take their first timeout, so we'll take one with them. 23 seconds left. Let's pause for 30 seconds here. Timeouts in our broadcast are brought to you by Coca-Cola Bottling in Pierre. Time for a Coke, and we're back in 30. The Govs on top, 12-0, just shy of halftime on River 92.7.
When you're in the need for high-quality replacement auto parts, look no further than Zander Auto Parts and Machine Shop in Pierre. Zander's has been servicing the Pierre area for over 40 years. Their professional parts techs can get you the part you need and get you back on the road. Stop by Zander Auto Parts and Machine Shop at 500 West Sioux in Pierre or call 224-9221. Zander's, your source for domestic and foreign auto parts and accessories.
Joining one of the fastest growing companies in South Dakota.
Back again in Aberdeen, Brian Oakland along with Sean Lewis, Heather Williams in studio, Caleb Brozick running camera for live ticket. You can watch this game at drgnews.com. The Governors have a 3rd and 13 at the Aberdeen Central 34-yard line. Passing formation as Kaiser feeds to Zabel. He has it, 15-10, slips a tackle, 5, and a touchdown. Jet Zabel coming across the field, catches it in stride. There was a little extra traffic there, even with a couple of extra Governors. Zabel able to stay on his feet, turn it upfield, and he walks it in for his first touchdown of the season from 34 yards out. That's a pretty well-used timeout for the Governors.
And Jet Zabel doing Jet Zabel things. He's an absolute matchup nightmare for linebackers who are going to try and cover him. Caught that thing in stride, and you kind of saw the DB skimper away because Zabel was the one looking for contact on that catch.
So Ryan Berry, 3rd attempt. This one's blocked, but even before that play, there was no play because the Governors flinched on the right end once again. And with 17 seconds left, the Governors lead 18-0. Still looking for one more with a 4th 5-yard penalty.
and Ryan really hasn't had a clean exchange in between the long snapper to the hold yet. So I'm excited to see what she can do when that's cleaned up and she gets some room to kick.
Obviously, there is history with the Governors employing female kickers. Mac Rath from 4 or 5 years ago, all the way back as well to Carly Filer from, I'm going to say, 10 or 15 years ago. This one is good from 17 yards out, or rather 25 for the Governor place kicker Ryan Berry as she hits one through. The Governors add to their lead. Carson Stoser's interception turned into a Jet Zabel touchdown catch and run, and it's Pierre leading at 19-0 with 30 seconds, and we're back with a Governor kick. You're listening to Pierre Governor Football.
Stay in a beautiful Black Hills vacation home, the Summit on Dancing Sky near Leeds, South Dakota in the popular Powder House Pass development. It's a modern rustic design with over 5,000 square feet, 6 bedrooms and 5 baths for you to enjoy. You'll get gorgeous views of the Terry Peak Mountain Range. There's a community pool to enjoy, and you're close to all the attractions like Deadwood, Sturgis, Spearfish, and a whole lot more. The Summit on Dancing Sky. Visit them at DancingSky.com.
Your winning destination, the Golden Buffalo Casino in Lower Brule, gives you more chances to win. Hot seat drawings, pick a prize drawings, chances to win great prizes, the hottest slots around. It's all just waiting for you.
To make a big play in the final 2 minutes of the first half. Maybe get a big offensive play tonight. It was a big defensive play by Carson Stoser, who took a tipped interception 74 yards out of the end zone all the way to the Golden Eagle 31-yard line. 3 plays later, after a penalty as well, Cade Kaiser throws his second touchdown pass of the night. Jet Zabel catches his first one. It was a 40-yard line. This one, an onside effort. She kept it short, and that was a designed kick. The way the Governors were lined up, but this one stays in the air, and it's hauled in by Michael Anderson.
See Aberdeen trying to definitely air that thing out.
Caught by Michael Anderson.
Big play for the Governors on offense, but also I think the biggest play of the game so far comes on defense from Carson Stoser. Quick reminder in our post-game, listen for the big plays of the game, brought to you by Hermanson Endodontics as part of our post-game show. That's a ways away, though. Eagles have it here 1st and 10 at their own 49-yard line. There's 15 seconds to go as an inside handoff here for Lagan, and Bucci and company will bring him down on what'll be the last play of the first half. Governors with 3 touchdowns, 1 for 3 on the conversions. A little 2-yard gain here for Avery Lagan, but it'll be a Pierre Governor 19-0 lead as they'll go into the halftime locker room break. All in all, pretty good start for the 6-time defending State 11 AA champion. Scoreboard on tonight's broadcast brought to you by Gales Gas Service in Pierre. Once again, that scoreboard reads the Pierre Governors 19 and the Aberdeen Central Golden Eagles 0. We'll pause for 3 minutes, and halftime is next. Halftime brought to you by Wealth Partners, Ameriprise Financial. You'll find them in the Northridge Plaza in Pierre. We're back in 3 minutes.
Golden Buffalo Casino. Find out more by logging on to thegoldenbuffalocasino.com and by following them on Facebook. Just minutes north of Reliance, exit 248. We'd like to thank you for tuning into this broadcast and supporting our area youth. The Golden Buffalo Casino, proud to support Live Ticket.
Every farm is unique, but all farmers have something in common: the desire to maximize their land and improve it for the next generation. You need a cooperative that offers peace of mind. AgTegra Cooperative is an ag partner that shares your values and is part of your community. From agronomy and grain operations to energy and feed, AgTegra will link your farm to the future. AgTegra Cooperative. Strong, stable, dependable.
Capital City Ford Lincoln Toyota is serving the central South Dakota community and beyond with a great selection of used vehicles. Local trades and program vehicles are available. New Toyotas and new Fords are arriving and selling before they even hit the lot. So don't wait. Stop in and find out what's coming. If you've been thinking about ordering a new Ford, stop in and sit down with one of our sales specialists today. Capital City Ford Lincoln Toyota at 518 East Sioux Avenue in Pierre. Call 605-224-7378 and visit CapitalCityFordToyota.com.
At Ringneck Energy, their mission is to produce renewable energy that adds value to grain and livestock production, enhances the income of their investor partners, and provide a safe, rewarding work environment. Located at 901 Redwood Avenue in Oneida, South Dakota. Call 605-945-6900 or check ringneckenergy.com. A proud supporter of local schools and wishes all students the best of luck in all their activities during the school year, creating economic opportunities in our community.
When you expect more, you expect more. When you expect more, Dakota Prairie Bank, providing great service right from the start. It's our promise to you that sets us apart. With every handshake and a smile, we go that extra mile. When you expect more, you expect more. When you expect more, Dakota Prairie Bank.
Dimmick Cheese has been making handmade artisan cheese for over 90 years and has over 25 flavors of cheese. Stop by the store for sampling of all the cheeses. The store also offers several South Dakota-made products. And at the store, find Remedy Brewing on tap. Dimmick Cheese offers gift boxes, and fundraisers are available. To find out more, go to the website, dimmickdairy.com, or call 605-928-3833. And don't forget to check your local grocery store for their premium cheeses and cheese spreads. Dimmick Cheese.
What if we said a bank isn't a place to lock up money? It's a place to set it free. What if the point of banking wasn't to bank at all, but to put your ideas to work? What if your bank asked, what if, a little more? Well, what if we told you we do? We're American Bank and Trust, where what if meets why not? If you're
Grossenberg Implement, your family-owned John Deere dealer, is passing on the savings to you. This week, get an 8% discount on all in-stock flashlights. A flashlight is a great tool for lighting up those dark spaces, and you can never have too many. So now's the time to stock up. Take advantage of the 8% discount. Stop into the parts department at any of the 9 Grossenberg Implement locations this week in South Dakota, Nebraska, and Wyoming to take advantage of the 8% discount on all in-stock flashlights. Grossenberg Implement, servicing your growing needs since 1937.
Titan Machinery is your go-to Case IH agricultural equipment dealer. Your Highmore, Miller, and Pierre locations have a large selection of new and used ag equipment with access to one of the largest parts and whole goods inventories in the country. Titan Machinery prides itself in providing quality Case IH parts, service, and support to Highmore, Miller, Pierre, and the surrounding communities. Stop by Titan Machinery of Highmore, Miller, and Pierre today. Power and precision to grow.
The Fieldhouse in Pierre is your premier spot to watch all the sports, from your local Govs and Lady Govs, as well as Buffs and Lady Buffs, all the way up to your favorite big league teams. Kick back and relax with a pizza, nachos, burgers, or one of our air-fried appetizers. Wash down the food with your pick from our array of premium beverages. Between the action, be sure to check out the unique and plentiful memorabilia throughout the building. We can't wait for you to come in and watch the games with us broadcast on liveticket.tv. The Fieldhouse in Pierre.
The Corner Station Convenience Store and the Crossing Pub are both conveniently located on Pleasant Drive in Pierre, South Dakota. At the Corner Station, grab your favorite hot and cold beverages and snacks while filling your vehicle up with Cenex brand gasoline. The Corner Station also features a super tunnel car wash to keep your vehicle sparkling clean. At the Crossing, grab a cold beverage and check out their selection of appetizers while watching the Stanley County Buffaloes and Pierre Governors live on their big screen televisions. Best of luck to all area students from the Corner Station and the Crossing.
DRG Media Group Sports is the official voice of the Pierre Governors.
Kenols wants to run again, and he's got room. 40, 30, foot race to the 10, 5, and a touchdown. Pierre will come back and set up Avery Kaiser on the outside left through the block, and that's down.
The official voice of the Pierre Governors, River 92.7, and also at the River 92.7 page of the DRG News app, brought to you by Golden Buffalo and DRGnews.com.
Riverview RV Park overlooks Lake Sharp on the Missouri River. They have all the amenities from full hookups, laundry, showers, dog park, play area, and free Wi-Fi. There's no need to drive across the country. When here in central South Dakota, you can find some of the best fishing and the most spectacular sunrises and sunsets. Call us today at 605-280-6266 or reserve your next camping spot online at briggsrvpark.com. Make Riverview RV Park your home away from home experience.
John Hoffman Electric is your neighborhood electrical service contractor, and so much more. No job is too big or too small for our team of professionals. We pride ourselves on keeping up with new technologies, such as Aerial, an augmented reality visual tool used to customize and experience a finished space before breaking ground. So whether you're building new or renovating a home, farm, or commercial space, let John Hoffman Electric light the way. John Hoffman is a proud sponsor of all local activities broadcast on Live Ticket TV.
Briggs Trucking and Construction in Fort Pierre provides quality freight transportation services, cargo hauling, excavation, and demolition services. They also specialize in dirt and gravel work for everything from commercial work to new construction. Briggs Trucking and Construction will haul everything from light poles to farm and agricultural supplies. The bigger the job or the bigger the load, the better, as that is where their expertise really shines. Contact Briggs Trucking and Construction at 605-280-2848 or email them at cbriggs25@pi.midco.net to visit about your next project.
Your first car. It might not have been perfect, but that didn't matter. You loved it because you worked hard for it. You took care of it, and it took care of you, your friends, and maybe that someone special. And through it all, we were there working with you, for you, to make sure it was a smooth ride. Farmers Union Insurance. More choices, great rates, local agents. Contact your local Farmers Union Insurance agent today.
Wow, Bill, you're walking so much better. What did you do?
Well, I got so tired of the pain and nearly fell. And one of my friends recommended physical therapy at Winter Physical Therapy. And you know what? My back also stopped hurting.
Huh. So how did you get started?
My doctor wrote me a referral, but that's not always needed. Turns out you always have a choice where you want to go.
So why did you choose Winter Physical Therapy?
I love to support our locally owned small businesses, and quite frankly, they give great personalized care.
Winter Physical Therapy. Exceptional care.
For over 130 years, Bank West has earned long-term customer relationships by continually adapting to current customer needs while never losing touch with its South Dakota roots. With all our branches and our corporate offices firmly rooted in South Dakota, you can count on Bank West for solutions and service backed by hometown values. We've been there and we'll be there. Bank West. Convenient, connected, committed. Learn more at bankwest-sd.bank. Member FDIC.
Have all of your painting supplies at the Paint Store in Pierre. They mix paint and they color match paint. They carry interior and exterior stains. Great selection of paint. Find it at 1006 East Sioux Avenue in Pierre. The Paint Store, 605-224-8312, 224-8312. The Paint Store is a proud supporter of the Stanley County Buffaloes and the Pierre Governors in sports and activities. The Paint Store, same great paint, same great services.
At Wilbur Ellis, our forward-thinking approach to crop protection, nutrition, and seed development combines years of service and expertise to the latest technology wherever you are, whatever your needs. We offer seed sales, providing Integra, DeKalb, and NK area sports and activities, with locations in Miller, Highmore, and Blunt. Wilbur Ellis.
With our new online loan application, you can go to our website and apply for a loan when it's most convenient for you. We make getting loan approval fast and easy. Our local lenders are available to assist you if you have any questions. We make it pain-free to get that loan you've been wanting. We're an equal housing lender. Oahe Federal Credit Union, your hometown.
A bank isn't a place to lock up money. It's a place to set it free. If you're ready to change what you get out of banking, start a relationship with us. American Bank and Trust.
One way American Bank and Trust enjoys giving back to the Pierre community is through our Spirit Card program. These cards are a great way to give back to our schools and show hometown pride. Call or stop in today to get your own Spirit Card. Go Governors!
Your first car. It might not have been perfect, but that didn't matter. You loved it because you worked hard for it. You took care. They're working with you, for you, to make your local Farmers Union insurance agent today.
Dakota Antler is the biggest antler buyer in our region. Tony and Derek pay cash all year long for antlers and horns at antlers.com. You can also give them a call to set up an appointment. Call Derek at 605-360-3749 or Tony at 605-7.
You realize your furnace is stone cold busted. We're talking a real put on every sweater you own, I can't feel my feet, penguin predicament. But fear not, there's an expert for that. There's an expert for that.
Call Pipe Service Experts at 866-EXPERTS.
Secure product, lock in early season prices, and receive delayed payment terms on your agronomy inputs. Fertilizer, seed, and crop protection purchases. To learn more on how Acres Ahead can maximize your farm's earning potential straight from the start. AgTegra Cooperative. Strong, stable, dependable.
Calling all high school seniors. Not sure what your next step is? Consider Dakota Wesleyan University's Learn and Earn program located in Pierre. Current students in the Learn and Earn program are thriving. That's because the Learn and Earn program is different. Take classes on a flexible schedule at the Capital City campus and intern with a Pierre area business for a paid work experience. Scholarships are available. Visit dwu.edu/learn-and-earn.
They are conveniently located off Interstate 90, close to downtown and minutes from the beautiful Black Hills. The Ramkota offers sports and family-friendly rates. Guests can relax for free in the indoor water park. They have 36,000 square feet of banquet and meeting space, and the award-winning Minerva's Restaurant and Bar is located on site. Best Western Ramkota welcomes everyone to beautiful Rapid City, South Dakota.
We can totally do this ourselves. That hurt.
And there are epic moments.
This'll be epic! Yeah, that was awesome.
Tell the story.
Shoulder, my elbow.
We all want to be happy, but sometimes that doesn't feel possible. But if you have hope, you have everything. Rising Hope Counseling provides high-quality mental health services with locations across South Dakota. Additionally, by providing telehealth, we ensure South Dakota's rural residents have access to high-quality mental health services. Our team lives and works in your communities, and we understand the unique challenges we face. Schedule an appointment by phone or online today. Rising Hope Counseling, offering hope, healing, and change.
In today's ever-changing Jockek with First National Bank in Pierre is dedicated to providing that level of service to her customers and making your home purchasing dreams a reality. Call Jessica today at 605-201-5254 or visit firstnationalbanks.com to learn more. First National Bank, member FDIC, and equal housing lender.
Clock kickoff. Coach Lewis will join me once again, we certainly hope, from Hollister Field in Phil Trotner Stadium next Friday night. In the meantime, Aberdeen Central next week will go on the road for the first time tonight. Not easy for Aberdeen Central. Not much easier next week either. They've got number 2 T area in T on the road. Eagles have matchups on a Saturday hosting Sturgis in their next home game 2 weeks from tomorrow, and then they'll go to Mitchell on the 16th. And another Saturday game. Governors after Brookings next 3 straight home games, including homecoming night in 4 weeks from tonight when they host Watertown. Pierre Governor Volleyball getting their season started tonight as they are in Rapid City to take on the Stevens Raiders. No report on that yet. We'll certainly get that passed along to you as soon as we can. If we see an update on that, Aberdeen Central is playing at Rapid City Central. 2 teams will swap venues tomorrow, and 2 o'clock Mountain Time, 2 o'clock Central Time, first serve. We're on the air at 1:30 Central tomorrow as we'll head out west for our first look at the Governor Volleyball squad, looking to continue off of the successes they had from a year ago. That'll do it for our Wealth Partners Ameriprise Financial halftime break. We've got 24 minutes of football to go. The Governors on top, 19-0, and Coach Sean Lewis, as Pierre gets set to kick off into the wind. It'll be a big, I think, a big challenge. You've got to think that Governor defense likes what they've got so far. No points on the board. Aberdeen Central put a couple of big plays up on the Govs last year. So far, we haven't seen that. I'm sure they want to preserve a shutout all night long.
Absolutely, and I think you saw Aberdeen try and find a few things that they're
short to the far on their last
by Bria there, finding a home for the ball. In conversation with her this week, she told me coaches say just
is joined by two in the backfield. Lagan behind him, Austin Erickson, the fullback, the deep back, he'll take it. As Erickson leads, Lagan still on it.
It looked like a bunch of people thought he was wrapped up, and he just kept his feet moving, and that line just kept moving. Although it was a little more laterally than vertically, he still got a positive yards out of that play.
No quit on, again, in Avery Lagan, another one of these Aberdeen wrestlers that they built last year. I think they got better and better as the season went along, and I think for their sake, as a pass comes out to the near flat, thrown behind Brody A's feet and their wits about them with all of the new starters, especially on defense. I think this is a team that can be pretty good, pretty dangerous this year too.
Absolutely, you know, kind of mirror images of what, you know, this team has the exact same capabilities. They're just trying to find their identity, and once they get through the first brutal part of their schedule, they're going to be just fine.
Close to the 40, but not quite, and he'll be a yard short of the first down.
And saw some of the best movement that we've seen by that Aberdeen offensive line in that play, and Parker was very patient and just letting that hole develop and stayed behind him and found those yards.
It almost seemed like he cut back, where I don't know if there was a cutback lane immediately, but it eventually opened up, and good execution there. I-formation for the second time tonight, but they're 2 for 2 on fourth down. A 3-yard surge, and they've got it at their own 42.
And this is a little bit of what we thought we'd see from the Aberdeen offense, is just, you know, 2-3 yards in a cloud of dust. Let's see what we can do, keep possession of the ball, and just start chipping away. I mean, if you can.
Pistol snap, push the pitch out to Lagan. He's looking, he loses the football, but he gets it right back. He was falling backwards, and he ended up coming right back down on it. So
necessarily secure the tackle, but ball came out, slowed him down, and the rest of the Governor defense got there.
Turns into a gain of 4 as it turns out. 2nd down and 6 for the Eagles. Heading left to right, north to south, wind still at their backs. Stop. In motion from right to left to the far side of the field. Lamar looking that way, has to tuck and run. He gets to the pylon and then run down out of bounds. He out-Onsberg out of the defensive backfield, but a good gain for the quarterback here in a second movement of the chains for the Golden Eagles on this opening drive of the second half. They get it to the Governor, 46, and a pickup of 8.
And probably not a designed run right there. You saw Pierre bring some blitz pressure up the middle, and probably supposed to be a pass, but he used his athleticism and found the edge on that one and just caught the Governor defense a little off guard.
Lamar was run out of bounds on the far. Run it down, but the Governors are there, and this is a huge loss. The quickness of Titan Winkler with the hit back at the 33-yard line of Aberdeen Central, and a loss of 17 yards. That was a quick snap all of a sudden, and suddenly you had a loose ball. I didn't really see what happened there.
No, that ball came shooting out of there. I think the trumpet player was probably closer to that one than the quarterback was at the time.
So unfortunately, fumble yardage or negative rushing yardage, whatever you want to call it, but a loss of 17 on the play. 2nd down and 31 is what the scoreboard says. Lemaire tucks and runs back to the line of scrimmage, but Anderson will shut it down, and then you've got flags, and Stoser came in to finish him off. I don't know if they're dinging him on a bit of a late hit. Didn't look all that late, but we'll see what the Huron officials determine here.
He definitely slowed up and tried not to get in there, although the play was coming forward kind of right in his lap, and I guess we'll see what they say.
Could be a big helper if they get a personal foul on the end of this one. Lamar gets a yard to the 34. Any yardage after that is going to be tacked on. Personal foul, according to Matt Clark. It is a late hit on Stoser. Accidental, but late as it is, and Aberdeen's going to get a helper. It's not going to be an automatic first down, but that's 17-plus yard loss on first down, or even 21 yards as it turned out, and put the Eagles up to the 48-yard line. 2nd down and still about 16 from there. Lamar with a snap, looking over the middle, loses. But Aberdeen Central, fortunately, bailed out by A.J. Preen, one of the interior linemen, back to the 44. This one goes, and it's a loss of 4.
And you see a little bit different technique by the Pierre defensive line here when they know that there's a long into those chains. You start seeing them pin their ears back and get a little bit more depth, and that equates to pressure on the quarterback.
So now 3rd and 20 for Aberdeen Central. See if they get some time to get a pass pattern materializing. This is a quick pass to Aesop near side. He has it at the 50, but pushed out of bounds from there by Spencer Eastland.
Lamar's pass complete to Aesop.
And again, that was just DBs playing a little bit deeper. Give them the hitch underneath. Don't give them anything big. And if that's the check down they want to take, then it's, you know, unless you miss the tackle there, it's really nothing but just a couple extra yards.
Pickup of 6 on Aesop's second catch of the night. Now a punt snap here as Jet Carlson gets a good kick up this time. The Governors brought the house, and they save it. 22, Jaden Bigler down there. And he does. That ball took another bounce, maybe back to the goal line. Cade Kaiser, I don't know if he's so sure about that. It looked like, well, Bigler had it. He was stopped, but his momentum was still making him lean into the end zone. He pushed the ball back out of the end zone, but then it took a bounce back once again toward the goal line. But with all the discussion that's going on, it's all staying Pierre Governor football, but at their own 1-yard line.
Definitely interesting right there with him trying to tiptoe and then his momentum taking him into the end zone. But the referee was right there, said he got rid of the ball before he entered the end zone. And so you see Pierre with it there at about the half-yard line.
And apparently the nose of the football didn't come back to the goal line far enough. A great play for Jaden Bigler, throwing into the wind. Tight spiral. Ball is through the hands of the intended receiver, delivered by Cade Kaiser, but Brock Mosier in single coverage just couldn't haul it in. May have taken his eye off of it. Braden Comstock with some pretty good coverage at the same time.
Yep, pretty good route, pretty good ball, and unfortunately just not one that got hauled in.
Couldn't help but notice the tight spiral there for Kaiser into the wind, and I think the wind has died down just a little bit, but still got to be at a good 10 to 12 mile an hour clip.
Absolutely. If you see the flags across from us, they're still whipping.
Kaiser alone in the end zone, throws out over the middle. He's looking for Terwilliger. Cooper's got it out across the 25, brought down to the 28, maybe the 29-yard line.
And how do you account for tight ends? You've got tight end Zabel, tight end Terwilliger, tight end Bucci.
It'll be a 1st and 10
we got 3 or 4 of them who are all about the same size, and that is an absolute
leaping ability to get up even higher than that. The Governors are out of the shadow of their own goalpost. Now a quick one out to Zabel, right side. Stiff arm will get him across on the far side. Good gain on 1st down for the Governors. Picking up 7. 2nd down and 3. Zabel's 7th catch of the night. He's got 72 yards, including a 34-yard touchdown. 19-0 Pierre, first possession of the second half. 6:45, we're counting down the 3rd quarter. Kaiser alone in the backfield. Stuck.
A flag on the play.
Kaiser gets to the 40. We'll check the mark. Or the marker. I did not see what happens. I don't know if you had any indication. The ball is thrown in the far number. Kaiser achieved the 1st down to the 40-yard line with a 4-yard giddy-up. Governors get 5 more up to the 45 on the 3rd penalty against Aberdeen Central tonight. Them out of the hole. Here comes Mosier left side as he protects the football across midfield into Golden Eagle territory to the 45, make it the 44, a pickup of 11.
And you get to see that explosive speed that Brock Mosier has. You know, got him out, trying to get in man coverage and a pass. Now let's just hand it off to him and watch him go in space.
Mosier's a guy who, for most of the season last year and what running opportunities he had, he didn't have a lot of big holes to run through. He really had a great effort in the state championship game, and this is a kid I'm really excited to see big things from this season. Another motion penalty here. Halfway through the 3rd quarter, play doesn't happen. Pierre might be.
Now you're seeing him line up.
Thing has really hurt him too. 10-5 touchdown, Cade Kaiser.
For a Pierre touchdown.
Kaiser, he goes 49 yards to the house. I don't know if that was a Kaiser just had the end over end kick. 25, Governor football.
Upgrade to the speed your favorite music. Call or visit Venture Communications online.
Lab testing, wellness exams, and DOT and sports physicals. Same-day appointments are available, and most major insurances are accepted. Good luck this season, athletes. From Access Health, Fort Pierre, assuring access to quality health.
9-yard scoring drive. You can't do them any better than that or any longer than that for the Pierre Governors. They do it in 6 plays. A big 28-yard hookup from Cade Kaiser to Cooper Terwilliger to get them some breathing room. And then later on, a 40 upright, it's 25-0 Governors. A Bria Sargent kickoff, returned by Cooper Eisenbeis out near the 40-yard line, far side on the Governor side of the field. Looks like the Governors and Aberdeen Central going to have a continued larger hill to climb if they cannot get the offense going here anytime soon.
Aberdeen coming out now in doubles, so again, they're going to probably sit here and see what Pierre gives them and then take a motion out of it and see the adjustment and decide where to go.
Parker Lamar, quarterback, ace-off in motion, straight ahead for Avery Lagon. Good tackle in the open field by Trey Lewis. As Lagon crosses the 45 to the 46-yard line. That's still a pretty good gain on first down. They'll give him 6.
Yeah, Trey Lewis, not the guy you want to see tackling a dive play up the...
Not a lot of big gains. Lagon did have a 25-yarder at the end of the first half of play. It's a good one here of 6 at 2nd and 4. This is a quick hitch out to Lagon. He might have to fall on that when he picks it up. Was disappointed initially, but he does get back at it. Lewis right there to cover him up. It'll be a loss on the play as the officials do rule it the backward pass. So they'll lose 7 on what we'll have to call a running play.
Loss of 7 will bring up 3rd down and 11 for your Golden Eagles.
The Eagles have shot themselves in the foot with a bad snap on their previous possession. Now they fumble on a lateral. This time around, Lamar on 3rd and 11. He'll follow Lagon, and also the offensive line pulling left side. Good gain here for Lamar. He's out across the 45, looks like the 46. Initially, I thought maybe he'd have the 48 and only have a couple of yards to go from there on 4th down, but he gets 7 back.
Good play there by the Aberdeen Eagles, bringing their wide receiver in to go ahead and crack that outside linebacker and then pull 2 linemen along with a whole herd.
On the punt snap, I don't see a flag yet though. Carlson kicks it. Lewis has it nick him in the lower leg on a bounce. He falls on it inside the 20-yard line. Chamberlain must have timed that snap perfectly, but he hesitated, was not able to get to Carlson. Carlson got it away. Governor defense coach bending but not breaking, but I think you're going to see now. That's a good example of a lot of team defensive speed and something that'll be fun to watch all season long.
Yeah, the errors that they've been making so far are aggressive errors, and you can as a coach handle that, especially in the first game.
3:27 down this time. Bodie Tracy, one of the linebackers, comes in, makes the stop. And the Governors, for the first time, are losing yardage on a play tonight. Outside of penalty losses. Throws it out right side. Zabel catches it, and Zabel tough to bring down. Final effort gets him across the 40-yard line. Maybe a 4-yard pickup out to the Governor's sideline.
Fantastic run there by Brock Mosier. You may have seen 10 Eagles touch him, and he was tough to bring down.
4 yards for catches passes that are very impressive all the time. 2nd down and 6. Kaiser steps up in the pocket, floats one out there, had a man, but it's through the hands of the intended receiver. That ball might have been partially tipped. This is Mosier unable to haul it in. He would have been down a little bit late. No, he did not. It's a holding penalty.
From the original spot.
First of those on the night. This is Matthew Coverdale as the guilty party. The flag rests about 4 yards behind the line of scrimmage, so they'll mark it from there. Actually, they spot on it long. Yes, they have. Well, the line of scrimmage was the 43. So it is just a 10-yard loss. Golden Eagles in the defensive backfield. Stalley looked like he had this one hauled in, but Comstock times it perfectly and knocks it away.
Comstock has had a lot to deal with. You've seen him on Zabel, you've seen him on Stolle there. He's pretty much been step for step with Stolle and both Zabel. The difference is his size. He's got a little bit of that on Stolle, and he's been able to break those passes up.
Now 3rd and 15 for the Governors. They have it at their 33. They need the 49. Kaiser rolling out, flushed out of the pocket. He'll just have to tuck and run for as much as he can. He's across the 40, but met at the 42 and brought down right there. 22 is Jaden Biegler.
Yeah, not a lot there. Downfield, Aberdeen did a good job of covering most things up, and their line brought quite a bit of pressure too. He did a great job escaping the pocket and just getting as much as he could out of what wasn't really anything there.
That's a 10-yard gain, but the Governors on 4th and 6 are going to have to punt it away for the first time tonight. Jet Zabel is the punter. He's got a helper in the backfield, so in fact, this is Kaiser punting. A fair catch called for and taken by Cooper Eisenbeis at the Aberdeen 31-yard line, and a good kick into the wind by Kaiser. Yes, he'll get about 26 yards on this one, but again, still a good indication of how much that wind is a factor here later in the game.
A little bit of a unique punting set there for the Governors, having what looked like two punters with both Zabel and Kaiser back there, and I suppose it keeps the defense honest with, hey, that quarterback's back there, and there could be a fake coming our way.
Absolutely. First punt of the season for the Govs, about 26 yards from Kaiser. Golden Eagles have it at their own 31-yard line. We've got 1:16 to go here in the third quarter. Pierce still leading 25-0. Governors top ranked in the preseason rankings, 6-time defending champions. Ligon will bounce one out. Chamberlain right there with him, and Lucas will bring him down after a gain of 1, maybe 2. Call it 2 to the 33.
Good job by the defensive line there, making him go ahead and run east and west instead of north and south. And I mean, it works. The rest of the linebackers get there, they fill, and that hole closes up pretty quick.
2nd down and 8 now as we approach or enter the final minute of the third quarter. 2 touchdowns through the air for Cade Kaiser, 2 more on the ground for the new quarterback for the Governors. That was just 1 out of 4 in the convert. And Ligon with just another couple, this time to the 35. 3rd down and 5. Check it, 3rd down and 6.
And Elijah Bucci doing a good job getting off of a couple blocks and kind of stringing that thing out and getting himself into the mix. From a defensive line spot, that's an impressive, and that's the athleticism you want out of those guys up front.
Good game going on in Fort Pierre, by the way. If you're in central South Dakota, head on over to Ole Williamson in Stanley County, leading DeSmet 26-24. Third quarter comes to an end here. The Governors add to their 19-0 halftime lead with another touchdown, a 49-yarder from Cade Kaiser. Your score on the Gales Gas Service scoreboard as the Governors on top in Aberdeen, 25-0. Scoreboard sponsored by Gales Gas Service in Pierre. It's 3rd and 6 for the Eagles when we come back in 60 seconds to quarter number 4. We're glad to have you here. Night number 1 and your official voice of the Governors, River 92.7 and drgnews.com.
At Northern State University, your future starts with an affordable education that's personalized for you. Experience hands-on learning guided by world-class supportive faculty. You'll also enjoy a full campus life with opportunities to choose from numerous student activities and events, all in a safe, welcoming community. At Northern, you'll find a college that's right for you, a place to belong. Your future starts here. Unleash your potential at Northern.
For over 70 years, Pitt's Design Build has earned our reputation locally for serving communities across South Dakota. We provide design and building services for schools, hospitals, churches, commercial offices, multifamily housing, and so much more. Pitt's Design Build is conveniently located in Pierre, Mitchell, and Sioux Falls to serve you and your organization. We bring value to our clients by facilitating the design and/or construction process. Give us a call today and check us out at pittsdesignbuild.com for a free building consultation.
At Swisher Field in Aberdeen. I'll be honest, I was really hoping we could play on that NSU Dakota Bank Stadium, but that's where Aberdeen Roncalli is playing tonight. Here we got Swisher. But the Governors feeling right at home with a 25-0 lead. A false start penalty by the Golden Eagles on 3rd and 6 to start the quarter.
Oh!
And on 3rd and 11, Lemur throws out to the left side looking for Eisenbeis. Cooper Stoser just about had, or Carson Stoser just about had his second interception of the night, but one of his own guys broke up the play, it looked like.
Absolutely. Got two guys in the same space, both going for the ball. That interception got knocked out by his teammate.
So from the 30-yard line after that penalty, the Eagles will have to kick it away. This time Carlson into the wind, gets a good boot, and it's taken on a fair catch by Tyan Buss for the Governors at the Pierre 31-yard line. So the Governors will have it from there. Change of possession. Let's get a quick 30-second break in here. Just underway in the fourth quarter. Govs up by 25 on River 92.7.
You can now book your flights from Pierre Regional Airport to Minneapolis on Denver Air Connection. Schedule your flights at denverairconnection.com for 1-hour flights to Denver and Minneapolis on 50-passenger jets. From there, you can connect anywhere. Avoid the crowds, enjoy no driving, and free parking when you fly from Pierre. Skip the drive. Fly from Pierre Regional Airport. Minneapolis flights begin November 30th.
Lewis, the ball carrier.
Gus from their own 31 on first down. A simple handoff to Trey Lewis going left side, following his blockers. He's up across the 35 to the 37. Actually, the drive started at the 33-yard line. Call it the 38 and a pickup of 5 for Trey Lewis. Now Mosier's turn, but Brock tripped up in the backfield. He's able to fall ahead of the 40. And a positive gain, even though not a big one. Once again, this time he'll get 3.
And you're seeing Pierre just be very simple with what it is that they're doing. You don't have to get cute and complex. You're up 25-0. It's, you know, put the hammer in and let's finish this game.
It's, I mean, this is where the offensive line is set to go to work, and the ball carriers just follow suit. Here's Kaiser, a good head of steam up the middle across the Eagle head and across midfield into Golden Eagle territory once again. Brought down at the 48-yard line. That's 11 more for Kais.
And that speed option look when you see that guy just take that stutter step out to go cover Brock.
Fourth quarter of play. Governor offense has been impressive. The run-pass balance, exactly, I believe, what they were hoping for coming into this first game of the night. But the defense doing their job as well, still pitching a shutout. Kaiser throwing on the runs, got Zabel. What a nice throw for Cade Kaiser as Zabel loses his helmet coming out of bounds. Braden Comstock helps him up.
And I guess if you want to take Zabel out of the game, that's about the only way you can do it right now, is just take that helmet off, and he's got to come out for one, but I can guarantee we'll see him right back in.
19 yards this time. How impressive was that throw from Cade Kaiser throwing on the run?
Absolutely beautiful. Whole line went basically student body right, and he followed him perfectly and delivered a dart.
The similarity throwing the ball that Kaiser has with the Lincoln Keynoles is baseball. I mean, that's a throw that baseball players can make, especially the infielders can make on the run. And whether you're throwing a smaller baseball or a larger, oddly shaped football, it was as good of a pass as I've seen from Kaiser tonight. Zabel, meanwhile, catches his 7th pass overall. Now the Governors with another motion penalty going to mark themselves back 5.
And you're seeing that more common in football now, where you're seeing that shortstop-esque, throwing motion, and guys who can just be athletes there out on the run. And Lincoln played shortstop, Kaiser played shortstop. Not going to call him Patrick Mahomes yet, but it's the same run and gun throwing style, and it keeps defenses on their heels and off balance.
We did use that name in comparisons last year, and again, a good effort here by Kaiser as he'll hand off to Mosier, but I think Brock might have tripped either over Cade's foot or maybe over his own.
Yeah, I know he won't get the stat for it, but I think that was probably a tackle by Cade Kaiser, just getting a little bit too close, and that mesh point didn't happen exactly how they wanted. And
second down and 16.
Mosier loses a yard on that one, his 10th carry of the night. Quick math, I've got him at 45 yards. 9:40 to play. Clock still runs for the Governors. Second down and 15. Kaiser zips it over the middle, and a good defensive play here This pass was well thrown, but Zabel is hit as he tried to haul it in. I think it's Comstock again.
And if you were worried about a freshman and the physicality of the game, you definitely saw Cooper Terwilliger go over the middle. Even though he knew he was going to get hit there, he reached out for it and tried to lay as much into it as he could. Otherwise, that ball could have been picked off.
Yeah, I thought I saw 12 and called it Zabel, but it was Cooper Terwilliger. Now the Governors on 3rd and 15 have 4 wides, 2 both sides. You got a 5th receiver as a tight end. Kaiser airing it out, looking for Zabel. Comstock is there, but he's out of bounds. He didn't catch it anyway. Kaiser threw it in double coverage.
Comstock definitely an impressive piece in this Aberdeen defense.
We've got a flag down back in the backfield, and we've got a Governor down. It looks like one of the offensive linemen. I'll tell you what, Coach, my first worry here is Matthew Coverdale, who was injured last year. I don't see a 71 out there. We can't see the number of the player on the ground, but Casey Michelson coming out to take a look at the right knee of the Governor down on the ground. Not only that, as far as the game goes, we still have a penalty marker on the field.
And that would not be the injury that the Governors are looking for. I mean, part of winning championships is staying healthy, and, you know, Matthew Coverdale is the centerpiece of that entire offensive line.
We've got an injury timeout on the field. Timeouts of any type in our broadcast are brought to you by Coca-Cola Bottling. Let's take a 30-second break here. 9:26 left. The Govs will have, well, here's the penalty call. Holding on the Governors.
The penalty has been declined.
Aberdeen will decline it. It will be 4th and about 15 when we come back after this break. A little more concern now for the Governors as to who's on the field and what the situation is. 30-second Coca-Cola, but an injury timeout as well. You're listening to Pierre Governor Football.
Synergy Sign Company, the area's newest sign company in Platte. We offer signage solutions for your business, from custom signs and banners to digital displays, autographics, and more. We'll help your business create a memorable impression. Synergy Sign Company, from custom signs to digital displays. Give us a call at 605-337-2686 or visit us online at synergysignco.com.
Hey, Tyler with Summit Contracting here. Let's talk about building on your farm.
Right knee or lower right leg. Matthew Coverdale, who I think sustained a broken bone in a leg at the end of the season last year, was not able to play in the state championship game. That was in the T-area game, wasn't it? In the regular season.
It was early in the first quarter, and he was tough enough to be able to play the majority of the rest of the game until he just couldn't play anymore.
Yeah, and then he got hurt later in the game once again. So hopefully, the Governors are going to have to hope for best case scenario given how that one looked. It's 4th and 15 from the 35 of the Golden Eagles. Pierre is out to punt, or are they? Short snap. It'll be Kaiser again. He'll kick this one straight up into the air. Aberdeen will let it fall. It'll take a good bounce. It's inside the 10, inside the 5. The Governors are there to cover it up at the Aberdeen Central 1-yard line. Well done, Cade Kaiser, the punter. So change of possession here as the Governors still leading by the score of 25 to nothing with 9:14 left. A good game continuing in Fort Pierre as the Stanley County Buffaloes clinging to a lead. They were up 26-24 when last we mentioned they built that lead to 32-24, but now DeSmet has come back with a 6-point possession of their own. Now it's 32-30. Great ball game going on KGFX. Eagles in the shadow of their own goalpost. Here comes Lagan out around right guard and right tackle. He's got some breathing room here out across the 5 to the 7-yard line, a pickup of 6. Just what the doctor ordered, at least on that one play for Aberdeen.
Yeah, pretty good push. You saw the defense getting in there. Looks like they were going to blitz, and Lagan quick cut that thing to the outside and found probably the only open hole that was there.
So again, as Lamar brings the play in from the near side. Governors were hoping for big things from Matthew Coverdale, but down to end somebody else as well. And Aberdeen Central are trying different things in the playbook, being back deep in your own red zone, but I'm not going to be critical of their play calling. I certainly I have no idea what it takes to be a football coach, but they just haven't been able to do much of anything against the Governor defense, I think, is the main point of the night. Lagon comes out left side on a pitch for 3 yards here, but is it the first night play calling, or is it just a lack of versatility in the offense?
No, they're sticking with their bread and butter. They're showing that, hey, we want to win this game, and we're going to try and stay very simple with what we're doing, and it comes down to execution, and that's, I think, where you're seeing some of the youthfulness, of this Aberdeen Central offense come into play.
Carlson with a good line drive kick into the breeze. Governors let it fall. The Eagles will down it at the 48-yard line of the Governors. Mason Shrimp is there. 40-yard kick into the wind for Jed Carlson. Let's pause for 30 seconds. The Governors have it again when we come back, leading 25-0 on River 92.7.
Is it the competition that keeps bringing you back? The long-standing rivalries? Or is it seeing friends again and cheering on your favorite team? At First Dakota, we're here for it all. We appreciate the fans, the players, the coaches and officials, the concessions crew. The shared community experience is part of what makes life here great, and we're here for it. See you at the game. First Dakota National Bank, member FDIC.
First and 10, Governors from the 48. A quick pass looking to get Jet Zabel on the run out in the open, but a loss of 3. Back to the Governor 48-yard line. Heck of a play by Mason Shrimp, who continues to show the ability to make tackles in the open field. Zabel's 8th catch, but this one a rare one that results in negative yardage. Kaiser comes right back on the keeper up the gut, and he's back into Eagle territory all the way down to the 40, even the 39-yard line. So a straight ahead surge here by Kaiser.
And you're seeing that speed option look where he's got Brock Mosier outside of him, and it's, do you flow to the outside and try and stop Brock, or do you maintain the middle? And Cade gave kind of that little pump to get that step, and then he cut that thing back to the middle.
Pretty good example of the speed of Cade Kaiser as well. I mean, obviously he's got wide receiver speed. We saw that a year ago, but a 12-yard gain, maybe even 13 this time, and the Governors have it 3rd and 1 at the Aberdeen 39-yard line. Now a whistle and a timeout will be taken by Coach Steele here with 5:56 to play in the 4th quarter. Timeout's brought to you by Coca-Cola Bottling in Pierre. We'll pause for 60 seconds, see if the Govs convert when we return with more Pierre Governor football on River 92.7 and drgnews.com.
One of the great things about working with Summit Contracting is that we are the farm builders. We build premium grain systems and any structure that goes on your farm. It's never too early to start a project. We'll create a layout to ensure your structures are perfectly placed for today and the future. Let's get started on your farm project at buildsummit.com.
Starting a John Deere dealership during the Depression took guts and vision. But C.J. Grossenberg was determined to help the community. He supplied more than equipment. He supplied a better way of life for his neighbors. Today, the family business is still going strong. Because round here, Grossenberg proves our values to our community every day. Grossenberg Implement is celebrating 85 years and is 4th generation family owned and operated.
One of Pierre's finest. This Governor Sports Moment is presented by Fisher Rounds and Associates in Pierre.
3rd and 1 back at Swisher Field, and Cade Kaiser scampering again. He took it left side. He goes up the sideline well into Aberdeen Central territory. 1st down and a whole lot more all the way down to the red zone. The blocking did the job here. Cade Kaiser also doing the job. Let's put him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line, a pickup of 25.
Cade Kaiser doing Cade Kaiser things. You want to stop Zabel, you want to cover Cooper, you want to cover Stolle, well, we'll go ahead and hit our quarterback with a little bit of run too.
Kaiser with 15 carries well over 150 yards on the ground. Now throwing on the run, he's got Zabel, touchdown. Jet catches it at the end zone, at the goal line rather, walks it in for 6 more for the Governors, who will up the lead to 31-0 with 5:32 to play. A 14-yard touchdown strike here.
And if you had any question on whether Cade Kaiser could quarterback or throw the ball, being able to roll out to your right and make that throw on point to Jet Zabel answered that question.
That's going to be a weapon all season long. I think we're going to see that pass play on 3rd and long situations and obviously red zone situations all year. Here's Ryan Berry for one more, and it's good. Ryan, 2 out of 5 on the night. This one a clean snap, so with 5.5 to play, the Governors lead Aberdeen 32-0, and we pause for 30 seconds. Let's make it 60 again, and we've got another Governor kick when we come back with more Pierre Governor football.
Allied Plumbing and Heating. Allied Plumbing and Heating is your contact for business, farm, commercial, and residential plumbing needs located in Pierre. No job is too big or small for Allied. Put our over 50 years of experience to work for you. At Allied Plumbing and Heating, the only surprise we want for our customers is how fast they get the job done. That's why we offer free estimates on every single service, no hidden charges. Give them a call today at Allied Plumbing and Heating. Remember, you can rely on your allies.
Dan O's Marine in Fort Pierce.
The largest investment you make. I invite you to choose our team to help you with the process. For over 48 years, our office has been successfully serving the buyers and sellers of the Pierre-Fort Pierre area with our professional service. It is our goal to provide you with superior service. Contact me, Tara Sonnenschein, at Kathy Sonnenschein Properties, 605-224-5588.
Driven by the Office of Highway Safety. River 92.7, KGFX-FM, Pierre. Arrive alive. Don't text and drive.
Back in Aberdeen off of the Governors' most recent scoring effort. I'll tell you about the drive in a moment. Another pooch kick for Bria Sargent taken by the Golden Eagles. And Jacob Weissar, a 180-pound backup tight end, will advance it across the 40-yard line to the 44. Eagles will have another possession from there. 5:25 to play here in the opening night of the season. The Governors pitching a defensive shutout. Cade Kaiser, just like Coach Sean Lewis mentioned before the break, answering all the questions about his ability to play the quarterback position. 191 yards through the air and 3 touchdowns. 188 yards on the ground on 15 carries and 2 more touchdowns.
And you are seeing number 3 out there, and no, that is not Lincoln Keenholz. That is Spencer Eastland donning the 3 jersey this year, and good coverage by him. He definitely had him shadowed the whole way, and anytime he turned, even though he couldn't find it, Spencer was right there.
Lamar having a tough night tonight, 4 out of 9 through the air. Minimal yardage, about 28 yards. He has thrown a pick that was turned into a late touchdown drive at the end of the first half for the Governors as well. Going to keep it on 3rd down, going short side of the field, and he'll be run down from behind. And 37 for the Governors. That is Grayson Schutzel.
Yeah, great job by him to come from the backside and be able to chase that play down. You know, when you're kind of getting those tight trips there and you're going student body left, it's oftentimes somebody from the backside who's got the cleanest angle to get there.
Gain of only a yard for Lamar. And Aberdeen will have to punt again. Carlson takes a low snap. He gets another good line drive away, but it still comes short side or near side of the field and out of bounds. They'll mark it at the Pier 34. It appears. So now with the Governors leading 32-0, opening night, we'll see if maybe they get some new people in here, try to keep running the clock. Only 3 minutes and 42 seconds to play. Aberdeen Pep Band still doing a fine job. There's a few things I look forward to when I come to Aberdeen. 1 is the popcorn, 2 is the monster cookies, and 3 is the Aberdeen Pep Band. They do a fine job all the time.
Well, I got the pleasure of working from Aberdeen today, so I would add my own in there with a little That's a Pizza for lunch.
There you go.
And I think you are seeing a different Pierre Governor offensive unit here. So it looks like we have pulled the starters.
So timeout to make sure they're all on the same page. We'll take a Coca-Cola break in the action here with 3:42 to play, and we're back in 30 seconds as the Govs lead in Aber 32-0. You're listening to Pierre Governor Football.
Selling Vexus and Alumacraft boats and Manitou pontoons. Dan O's is the only Vexus dealer in South Dakota. Come in and see our new selection of Vexus boats for your fun on the water. They still service Yamaha and Mercury motors. We can also supply your rigging needs from Minn Kota and Ghost trolling motors or Hummingbird, Lowrance, and Garmin depth finders. We also carry tubes, skis, and ski ropes and can even order knee boards. Stop in today or give us a call at 605-224-6612.
When you're thinking of a new or used car, motorcycle, pickup, or RV, think of us. We make all sorts of vehicle loans. We can set you up with payments that fit your budget. So if you have getting
to come out for a play with his helmet being ripped off back in the first half, he'll be the sophomore backup quarterback. He stands in an empty backfield, ready to run, straight up, following his blockers, and a pretty good surge for the Governor front line here. We'll try to get some names and numbers. In addition,
and you see Aberdeen Central now start to sprinkle. He got that first play there against the full Aberdeen starting D. So, you know, get him calmed down, get him a snap, let him catch it, let him run forward for a few.
They spotted at the 39, a gain of 4 for Lounsbury.
4 yards brings up 2nd and 6.
It'll be 2nd down and 6 for the Governors. Governors in road white on white tonight. White jerseys, white pants, got the green helmets and the green numbers. They move left to right. Lounsbury has the luxury of a play clock on the end of the field. So he'll take the snap with 2 seconds left. He'll get tripped up this time coming around the right guard spot. And a good tackle by 54, Denver Wolf.
Denver Wolf. And
lines Lounsbury across the 40 to the 41. Still got a gain of 2.
He's definitely a name that Governor football fans are going to want to start paying attention to, because from the early things that I've seen from him, both in the scrimmage and in the JV game, he's got some bright days ahead of him.
Some good guys to learn behind as well. He's in the pistol, got a helper behind him, and it's a handoff inside, slipping a tackle and making a nice run here. Up across the 45 to about the 47. See who they got when they pick him up off the ground. 19. Got to get used to a Seth Schaub, a 155-pound sophomore.
By Brandon Schwann.
First down, Governors.
Result is a first down, first
inside of 2 minutes to play.
And it's 47.
Gain of 6 that time for Schaub. Got some wideouts in there. I'd love to be able to give you all the names and numbers of the linemen in this this backup role here. Governors running out the play clock here. Minute 40 counting down. Lounsbury will give it to Schaub again. Spins in the backfield, but can't get away from 57, Preston Brake, 220-pound sophomore. Going to lose a couple back to the 45.
Brake and Schwann.
JVs have already played a game too. They had a Rapid City Stevens game, I believe. The JVs.
I think it was.
Or was that?
It was. Yeah, it was a new game that was pretty easy. I know we used to play Rapid City, either Central or Stevens, really early in the year, but I think it was a Brookings game that we haven't necessarily had on our JV schedule in the past.
So the JVs have been on the field so far, and now they're getting their first varsity taste as well. First game of the season. Final minute, 50 seconds to play. The 6-time defending state champion is going to start 1-0. Aberdeen Central, after a 6-5 campaign a year ago, going to fall to 0-1 to start the season. They go to T area next week. The Governors will have their home opener against the Brookings Bobcats. Flag on the field. Justin Breeze getting a explanation of what's going on here. The Governors are getting marked off 5 yards again on a false start. Illegal snap, they call that time.
A little bit of nerves and inexperience there by that offensive line, but you're going to have that when you're in a varsity game for the first time.
So the Governors on what is about 2nd and 17. Straight keeper here for the quarterback, Lounsbury, back up across the 40 to maybe the 42. That'll be a gain of 2 yards back to the good. And the Governors will not have to run another play. There's 25 seconds left, more than that on the play clock. So all good things for the Pierre Governors here in this opening contest of the season. An impressive offensive showing, but Coach, the defense did what they wanted to do. They got their shutout here in game number 1.
Absolutely. Anytime you can get a defensive shutout, I mean, regardless, things happen in games, and so to be able to put that egg up on there it's impressive, especially your first time out with nerves and just things that are new and the unknown. Definitely a good showing by the defense.
Doing that against an Aberdeen offense that has 4 returning linemen, and I think a lot of good things coming from those guys. Pierre opponents still have to deal with the Pierre mystique, I think, all season long. Judging by game number 1.
Yeah, coming in, you thought, or you knew that the Aberdeen offensive linemen returning those 4 guys would be a focal point of what they were doing and trying to run the ball. And the Pierre defensive line, even without a Majay-check, they held their own and they did really well. Linebackers pursued, maybe over-pursued in a couple instances, and just overall fantastic play.
So the Governors, final score on your Gales Gas Service scoreboard, it's Pierre 32, Aberdeen Central nothing, as the Governors start the season with a 1-0 mark. So far, so good. We'll take a 3-minute timeout. Our post-game show comes up next. The post-game is brought to you by Family Dental with offices in Pierre and in Gettysburg. Plenty to talk about as well. In addition to the full recap with the scoring drives, we've got all the stats, a conversation with head coach Steve Steele coming up, maybe more with Coach Sean Lewis as well. We've got big plays of the game from Hermanson Endodontics, and we'll announce your Cowboy Country Store's player of the game a little bit later on as well. All coming up in our Family Dental post-game. Family Dental with offices in Pierre and Gettysburg. The Govs win it on the Gales Gas Service scoreboard 32-0. You've heard it on your official voice of the Governors, River 92.7 and drgnews.com.
Backpack, check. School supplies, check. Dental cleaning, check. Family Dental of Pierre and Gettysburg reminds you that school is just around the corner. Now is the perfect time to get your child's back-to-school dental checkup and cleaning before school starts. Healthy smiles are a good start to the year. Book your child's appointment today. Call Family Dental at 224-7774. Dr. Ryan Jensen welcomes new patients and can take care of everyone in your family. Family Dental of Pierre and Gettysburg, caring for all your family's dental needs.
From the early days of South Dakota statehood through today's digital revolution, BankWest has remained committed to helping customers and communities succeed. BankWest Associates uphold this commitment by developing innovative products, tailoring financial solutions to customer needs, and actively supporting community causes. For a bank committed to helping you and your community prosper, choose BankWest. BankWest, convenient, connected, committed. Member FDIC.
Dakota Storm Roofing is a locally owned roofing company in Pierre, specializing in both residential and commercial roofing services. They can handle your asphalt shingle, metal roofing, and flat roof needs. New construction, plus all types of roof repairs. They can handle the finishing touches, adding fascia, soffit, and gutters too. No job is too big or too small. For a free estimate, call Dakota Storm Roofing at 280-9794. Go to dakotastormroofing.com or find them on Facebook or Instagram.
Why am I so sore? There are everyday moments.
Hey, hold the ladder! Hold the ladder!
Yeah, that hurt. And there are epic moments.
Slide, slide, slide! College! Class of 1995!
When a moment creates a health need, visit the experts at Avera Orthopedics. We're moving health forward so you can tell the story. Learn more at avera.org/orthopedics.
At American Family Insurance, we help protect what you've achieved so you can fearlessly go after your dreams. For auto, home, business, and life, contact us today. American Family Insurance. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly.
American Family Insurance, Life Mutual, Standard of Ohio, Wisconsin Company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin, 53783.
Call the Brittany Shufflebine Agency, LLC, with offices in Pierre, Oneida, and Gettysburg.
There's an app for everything, including high school sports from the stations of DRG Media Group. Download the DRG News app from the App Store or Google Play. It takes only a moment, so you'll have it to replay this game. See live and archive video of all games. And when you select your favorite station during the live stream, the video will immediately pop up. See Central South Dakota High School sports on your phone or mobile device with the DRG News app. Download it now from the App Store or Google Play.
Welcome back to our postgame. Postgame is brought to you by Family Dental with offices in Pierre and in Gettysburg. The Governors pitched the shutouts in the opening night, defeating Aberdeen Central 32-0. And right away in our postgame, we begin with a conversation with the victorious head coach, Steve Steele, up to talk about this one. Coach, you kind of look at this one. I think the first thing you wanted to know is how good you'd run the football, because you're looking for more run, pass, balance, and you come out in that first quarter, you have to run the football essentially because of the breeze that you're playing into, and you're able to move the ball right away. You did have that fumble, but you never got stopped the rest of the night, and I think all questions that you might have had tonight were answered emphatically, I think, by the guys on the field.
Yeah, I think really good patience by the offensive unit, not trying to take – we took a few shots, but we didn't feel like we needed to every time. I think that was really good. That can be a difficult thing, especially for first-time starters at some key positions. And, I think Kay did an outstanding job not forcing the issue at times. And I said our run game, we had a lot of contributions. I think that was another good thing, was we had balance to some degree in the run game between carries, or between who was carrying the ball. So, we feel like we're going to be pretty good. This was a fun game to see all of those different things clicking, and the defense, like I said, we felt that was going to be a big strength of the team, and they showed it tonight.
Can't run for over 200 yards as a team without a good offensive line. How well did they play tonight?
Really good. I think the hardest part going into any first game is you don't always know exactly what you're going to get. You can kind of look off of last year, but teams change, and especially with their four-man front, they kind of move those interior guys all over, and that kind of changed our running lanes, changes our scheme a little bit. So they did a really good job communicating up front, aligning their blocks, and then obviously being a good job moving them.
Coach Lewis and I had the chats. Had to make the point all the time. This is Cade Kaiser's job now. It's Cade Kaiser's team. Cade Kaiser played a great Cade Kaiser game tonight.
He did, and that's exactly what we knew we'd get out of him. Is just him being him, and you saw it in a lot of different ways today. I think there's a few carries he wished he'd hit a little harder. Saying that just because he's walking by, yeah. He's nodding, so it's okay. But I think he played a really good game. He aligned everything perfectly. He did a great job calling out the assignments on the offense, and like I said, he took what the defense gave him, and he hit a few big ones and just missed a few other big ones. So as we start to get down the year and everything hones in just a little bit more, I think you'll see those connect.
I think you've got the connection. You're going to have that connection to Kaiser, to Zabel. Jet catches about 9 passes tonight. Sure, there were some that could have been hauled in, but I think you've got another good group of receivers that are just going to have to get the feel for the defensive pressure, the defensive presence, I should say, and those guys are going to have they're going to have some big games coming up too.
Yeah, and Cooper had an incredible game. I mean, again, when you're talking about a freshman that's last year he looked like a little baby kid, and all of a sudden he's a grown man. And he made a couple catches in big traffic. It was really good to see him. Take a hit and be okay with that and continue to hold on to the ball. Really, really strong game coming out for him. And again, I think we had a few guys. Keenan Scott made a catch. Tyne Bust made a catch. We kind of had contributions from everywhere, so it was really good to see.
You had adversity to face. You had a few penalties, but they're all of the motion variety. Maybe one holding penalty too. But every time you had some adversity, you were able to counter the penalty yardage loss. But even when you had the ball at the 1 yard line, Cade shows no nervousness or anxiety whatsoever. And there was that big catch that Cooper made to get you out of your own red zone.
Yeah, and he did an outstanding job just of understanding what we're looking at on the sideline, and why plays are going in. That's something that, right away, your first game back there and, everything, it's not always an easy thing. I think sometimes he makes it look really easy, but it's a really hard thing to understand why the play is being called, where to look, and he did an outstanding job of that, and seeing safety slid over and seeing Cooper, knowing Cooper's route to get him the ball on that big catch.
Because it really seems like when you need big yardage, anytime you're on 3rd and long, maybe in the red zone as well, the tight ends are going to be the focal point, and those guys are going to have to expect some traffic and big hits. And, man, that's going to be fun to watch, though.
Yeah, a lot of size, they're both pretty fast. They're good athletes. They have a huge – Cooper's got a gigantic catch radius. It's just a lot of fun to have those different weapons. And, again, to see there not be just one person, carrying the load. It was really truly a team effort, both sides of the ball.
And then last year, you didn't pitch many shutouts, if any at all, but you get one tonight here. I think the defense good as the offense played tonight, your defense is still going to be the reason that you guys are real tough to beat this year.
Yeah, they make it pretty easy when you just got to get in the end zone once. I think we'll win a lot of games if we got to do that. But we felt we've got tremendous team speed on defense. They're very physical. They're very strong. And, I think once we got a lead and as it kind of progressed, that just makes it harder and harder for a running team to move the ball because they run out of time real fast. So really, really good job by the defense, starting strong and then continuing that effort the whole way through.
But with the things we talked about with what Aberdeen was coming back with, I think a lot of their experience is right there on that offensive line. They've got big guys, they've got physical guys, but you won that battle in the trench when you're on the defensive side.
Yeah, and I think that's a good team. I think that 32-0 can seem a little different, but I think that's going to be a really good football team. You've seen them last year; they started 0-3, and then could have ran it all the way out. I think pretty close. I think other than their AAA game, that line is really good. That fullback is really good, and that running back had a lot of speed. That's one thing that I think as the year goes on and the timing and all that stuff starts to click, they're going to be a tough team, really, really tough team. And, I think it says a lot about our defense to be able to take that really tough team and obviously give up nothing.
All right. You got them at a good time. And I think other things with adjustments, too, you gave up one long kickoff return, but the next time you had to kick off, it seemed like all of that was corrected, and people are learning with the adjustments in game situations, and that showed tonight right off the bat.
Yeah, and special teams is probably the hardest part of the game in the beginning of the season because it's so repetition-based, and you just don't have those reps just yet. You've been doing them for 2 weeks. Once you get into weeks 9, 10, and stuff like that, and you've been doing it for 10 and 12 and 14 weeks, that's when you really start to see the operation go. Our last PAT, you saw that was a perfect snack, the perfect hold, and the perfect kick, and that was the only one that had all 3 elements that were perfect. So and I think the kickoff team was the same way. The lane running and all that kind of stuff. It looks kind of like an afterthought, but there's actually a lot of timing that goes into it, and it just takes time to get it right.
I guess you mentioned at the kicking game. How about the young ladies coming in here and contributing to this one too?
Yeah, they did a good job, and I know they're both hard on themselves in different ways, but I don't think a lot of people realize how hard it is to go out and to do that, number one. But then, I said, just like we said when she missed one of the kicks, and we're just like, hey, we've got to just be able to put that by us because that wasn't you. That was not a good snapper. That was not a good hold. And, as the year goes on, this is your first couple weeks kicking, but that's some of the first couple weeks snapping and holding too. Kate hasn't held in 2 or 3 years, and Zayden hasn't snapped for PATs in I don't know. So, like I said, there's just a lot of things that we've got to sharpen up. That's always the hardest area right away, and we know that'll continue to get better.
All right, home opener next week. It's Brookings coming to town, a team that's had their struggles apparently in Watertown tonight. I think Brookings, like a lot of teams that we talked about in 11AA, lost a lot of their really good players, I'm sure, and I'm guessing that they're kind of revamping and maybe starting over a bit. What do we know about the Bobcats?
Yeah, not a whole lot. They did graduate quite a few players. I think a lot of teams in AA this year could probably say that. We'll just have to see what their game tonight looked like because, again, all we've got is really last year's film. So after this week is the week that we can really see everybody and see what everybody looks like.
Yeah, I'm thinking in particular they were bright on defense last year, and if they don't have that, obviously running against a guy like Juven Hudson or defending against him and that team speed that they've got could be a way to or an opportunity to get some things done in front of the home crowd next week.
Yeah, we hope so. It should be a fun one.
All right, Coach, great start tonight, 32-0, pitching the shutouts, and Nobody scores all season. I'm going to hold you to that.
I'll tell Thorson you said that.
Congratulations on the win. Coach Steve Steele and the Governors defeating Aberdeen Central 32-0 here tonight. And we've got the stats and the recap coming up. I tell you what, we'll catch our breaths here and we'll take a quick 2-minute timeout, and we're back with more, plenty more still to come. It's our Family Dental postgame, sponsored by Family Dental in Pierre and Gettysburg. This is Governor Football.
Have you found yourself worrying about inflation and market volatility? Considering, what should I do? Can I do anything? Am I going to be okay? The Ranky Gray team has been coaching their clients through these tumultuous times for over 35 years. Let us discover what easy, time-tested adjustments can be made for you. For a free second opinion, our team can be reached at 605-224-5959. Let's start today.
Securities offered through LPL Financial, member FINRA. Investment advisory services offered through New Edge Advisors, LLC. A registered investment advisor. New Edge Advisors, LLC, and Ranky Gray Wealth Management are separate entities from LPL Financial.
As students and educators head back to school, the Beck Motor Company team wishes you a great school year and sports season. We're proud to support you and are here for all your automotive needs. The Dog Days of Summer sale is in full swing with specials in every department. And we have a pet wash coupon and doggy bowl for the Wash and Wag pet wash with any test drive. Check it out. Beck-Motors.com, 224-5912.
Every day, we're making a great deal better.
Chances are you're overlooking a big energy thief in your home or commercial building. The Garage Doors. But Overhead Door Company of Pierre can help stop that energy waste with a full range of insulated, weather-tight garage doors. Their residential garage doors give you insulated performance at an uninsulated price. And their Thermocore insulated steel doors give commercial buildings the energy efficiency they demand today. Find out more. Call Overhead Door Company of Pierre at 1-800-649-9905 and put a stop to the garage door energy thief.
From the early days of South Dakota statehood through today's digital revolution, BankWest has remained committed to helping customers and communities succeed. BankWest Associates uphold this commitment by developing innovative products, tailoring financial solutions to customer needs, and actively supporting community causes. For a bank committed to helping you and your community prosper, choose BankWest. BankWest. Convenient, connected, committed. Member FDIC.
Back in Aberdeen as we recap a Governor 32-0 victory over the hometown Aberdeen Central Golden Eagles. Here's how it all happened after the Governors fumbled the football in about the Aberdeen 28-yard line on their first possession of the game. After a 3-and-out from Aberdeen Central, the Governors go 12 plays, 92 yards, and 7 minutes and 8 seconds. Cade Kaiser finished with a 5-yard run to make it 6-0. On the next possession for the Governors, Kaiser to Cooper Terwilliger from 7 yards out to make it 12-0, and then Carson Stoser intercepts a pass about halfway through the end zone with under a minute to play in the first half. He returns at 74-some yards out to the all the way to the Aberdeen 31-yard line. A few plays later, Cade Kaiser to Jet Zabel with a catch and run covering 34 yards. Ryan Berry makes her first PAT in 3 tries, and that made it 19-0. That was our halftime score. Aberdeen had a promising drive right off the bat to start the second half, starting at their own 30-yard line, picking up a few first downs, but the drive stalls after a negative play at midfield, and they kicked it all the way down to the 1-yard line. They down it where the Governors have to set up shop, but only 6 plays. The Govs go 99 yards. They got out of the shadow of their own end zone with a 28-yard catch, a brilliant grab by the freshman phenom Cooper Terwilliger to put Pierre at their own 29-yard line. A few plays later, near midfield, Cade Kaiser showed his speed, had to tuck and run, and the middle of the field opened up. He gallops 49 yards for the score. The kick failed at that point, and Pierre led at 25-0 with 5:40 to play. Both teams had to punt. Pierre actually punted for the only time tonight in the tail end of the third quarter. Good job by the Aberdeen defense, but after another Golden Eagle punt, the Governors were set up at their own 48-yard line, and they go 4 plays, and Cade Kaiser to Jet Zabel from 14 yards out as Barry hits her second PAT as well, making it 32-0 with 5:32 to play. 3-and-out for the Golden Eagles. The Governor's second string was able to come in. Cooper Lounsbury at quarterback, and also Seth Schopp with a couple of runs to move the chains, and again, all good things for the Governors tonight as they win at 32-0. The only negative on the night was an injury to a right knee sustained by Matthew Coverdale, one of the starting offensive linemen who had a break in his right leg last season. It's the same leg, but it's the knee this time, which we did ask Coach Steele about before he left our position up here. And all we can hope for is the best case scenario right now for Matthew Coverdale. Sustaining that knee injury could put no weight on that coming out. But I guess, Coach, it is football, and things like that are going to happen. All things considered, you got to take this as a real positive start for this season. But again, you hope to have a standout lineman back who can do so many things, and has really come a long way. I think your heart breaks for a kid who had to lose so much time in rehab last year, and now, I mean, just hopefully he's back on the field as soon as possible.
Yeah, I mean, right now you're in the land of the unknown. You really don't know what the injury is, and so, when you get the chance to the rest of this week kind of evaluate and see exactly what it is going on, I mean, you can assess from there. I think, we'd probably put Matthew Coverdale in the boat of if there's any way that he can continue to play. He's a senior, and he's probably going to do it. He's going to get back for this team if he possibly can, and if he can't, he's going to be there on the sideline with them in spirit the whole time.
Yeah, he's proven already that he will come out and play, even when maybe that's not the wisest thing to do, but that's the kind of gamer that he is. All things considered, though, a real complete game because the defense gives up nothing. They only give up 86 total yards, as we'll look at here momentarily, but the offense certainly got the balance that they were hoping for.
Yeah, and of those 86, I mean, there were just a few big plays that were sprinkled in there, and it could have been a whole lot less. I mean, the consistency that you saw from the Governor defense, and for that fact, I mean, the Governor offense. I mean, punting, 1-2 times is an impressive feat, and, one other turnover, and otherwise we're scoring on every drive, and, those drives weren't quick hitters. They were long, sustained, methodical drives down the field, and that is a dangerous team for anybody to start to game plan
I think there's the one thing that Governor fans, as Pierre is back home next week against a team that might have their struggles in Brookings, but got to get used to just being a little more patient as a fan and sitting and watching the offense just execute, because they showed their capability and their ability to do that tonight. It's just not the big strike offense that we've seen the last few years.
Yeah, it's definitely going to look different, but as you saw tonight, I mean, it's same result. I mean, these guys have been waiting to get their chance, and some of them have had their chance, and now it's just in a different role, and they're going to make the most of it, and they're competitors, and even though it looks different, it's the same result, so it still feels right.
Going to be a lot of fun no matter what. Here's the stats in this one. We talked about only 86 yards total for Aberdeen. This, of course, is unofficial. 71 on the ground, including 35 yards on 10 carries for quarterback Parker Lamar. Avery Ligon, 33 yards on 15 carries. That included a 25-yarder, but he did lose big yardage on a couple of one bad snap, and also a lateral that was fumbled as well. I guess you can go negative rushing yards there. Austin Erickson, just 2 carries from the fullback position for 3 yards. 71 on the ground. Through the air, Lamar goes just 4 of 9 for 28 yards. Positive, he was sacked for losses of 13 yards, so 15 yards net passing with 71 on the ground for the Eagles, and that gives them the 86 total. Through the air, Cooper Eisenbeis catches 1 for 14. Brody Aesop, 2 catches, 10 yards. Austin Erickson, 1 catch for 4 yards. Just 1 turnover, but it was a big one for the Golden Eagles. It led to a Governor touchdown at the end of the first half. Pierre, 270 yards total on the ground, 191 through the air, a total of 461 yards for starters in game number 1, and it was the Cade Kaiser show. 188 yards on 15 carries, including 2 touchdowns from 5 and 49 yards out. Also, Brock Mosier, 45 yards on 10 carries. Trey Lewis, 25 yards on 5 totes. Caleb Lounsbury, the backup quarterback, in mop-up duty, 3 carries, 8 yards. Seth Schopp, 2 carries for 4 yards. 270 on the ground for the Governors. For Kaiser through the air, it was, Let me redo my stats here. Kaiser, 15 out of 20 through the air, 191 yards, 3 touchdowns. 2 of those go to Jet Zabel, who catches 9 passes tonight for 125 yards. He caught a 34-yard catch and run at the end of the first half. He caught the last one as well from 14 yards out. Cooper Terwilliger, big night, 3 catches, 46 yards, 7-yarder to put the Governors on the board, but the biggest catch for him was that 28-yarder from the 1-yard line that got the Governors going on another touchdown drive. Keenan Scott, 1 catch for 11 yards. George Stalley, 1 catch for 5 yards. And Tyan Buss, as Coach Steele mentioned, gets in there, catches 1 pass for 4 yards and a 191 total for Kaiser through the air. Governors did commit 9 penalties for 45 yards lost. They had the 1 fumble loss, the only turnover on the first drive of the game. But after that, a near perfect effort as they defeat the Golden Eagles 32-0. We've got orders of business to take care of. Let's start with the Hermanson Endodontics big plays of the game. And we'll hear from Hermanson's and come right back, talk about how the Governors got a 32-0 victory in this one. You're listening to Pierre Governor Football.
Quality comes first at Hermanson Endodontics. Dr. Brian Hermanson serves Central South Dakota with specialty root canal treatment. Hermanson Endodontics strives to provide treatment that's not only comfortable, but also provides the best possible outcome. They do this by effective and timely communication with your dentist and preserving as much healthy tooth as possible using state-of-the-art 3-dimensional imaging and the dental operating microscope to guide diagnosis and treatment. Ask your dentist if a root canal specialist is right for you. Hermanson Endodontics in Pierre.
Hermanson Endodontics with the big plays of this game, and there's a couple of them that we'll focus on. One of them is that 28-yarder from Cooper Terwilliger on a beautiful pass thrown by Cade Kaiser from his own 1-yard line. Kaiser didn't show any anxiety at all, being pushed back into his own end zone when the Governors had to start at that point on their own 1-yard line. So all good things there. That's a pretty good example of the playmaking ability that the Governors have, even from the freshman Cooper Terwilliger. You look at a couple of big touchdown passes. Kaiser to Zabel from 34 yards. Kaiser throwing on the run. Excellent job. He had some big runs. He had the 49-yard touchdown run as well. But I really thought the biggest play in this game is something that the Governors have been adept at doing the last few years, getting a turnover or getting the ball back on offense and getting a quick strike drive. It was an interception by Carson Stoser in the Governor end zone, denying a Golden Eagles surge at the end of the first half. Stoser picks it off midway through the end zone, and then he brings it out, and he didn't stop until he was at the Aberdeen 31-yard line. About a 74-yard interception return. That set up the 34-yard touchdown from Kaiser to Zabel to close out the first half. That made it 19-0. A 3-score lead, certainly more than enough at that point. And a great job by Carson Stoser in his first varsity action as a starter here tonight. He almost had a second interception later in the second half as well. So that's your Hermanson Endodontics big play of the game, sponsored by Hermanson Endodontics in Pierre. And with that, we've got candidates when they talk about player of the game. It's not a tough choice for me tonight, but we'll certainly run some down. Player of the game, sponsored by Cowboy Country Stores in Pierre. Let's hear from them, and we're back to make it official on the player of the game and the opening win of the season for the Pierre Governors.
Anytime is a good time for Cowboy Country Stores in Pierre and Fort Pierre. Fill up your tank and your stomach. Hunting the fields, fishing the waters, taking kids to activities, Cowboy Country Stores are ready for you. Feed the family while on the go with delicious foods. Breakfast starting at 5 a.m. Fresh baked pastries, coffees, regular and breakfast pizzas. Federal Bird Stamps. Convenience with a capital C. Cowboy Country Stores and Champs Chicken on Euclid and Harrison in Pierre and in Fort Pierre.
Cowboy Country Store's player of the game with certainly guys like Carson Stoser playing well, Cooper Terwilliger. Jet Zabel's going to have a lot of nights like this. 9 catches, 125 yards, couple of touchdowns. Zabel is a guy who can really rack up a lot of catches. He catches the ball so well, and he had a big game. You got to give props to the offensive line for leading the way for that running game, the good run-pass balance we saw from the Governors tonight. But you got to be proud. I mean, proud of Cade Kaiser coming in, and everybody knows that Cade Kaiser is not going to be Lincoln Keno's, but you know what? Cade Kaiser comes from a family that had an all-state quarterback and brother Brevin some years back, and this whole run of quarterbacks that Pierre has had is running on 10 years straight. How about 11? Because Cade Kaiser played like an all-stater here tonight. 188 on the ground and 15 carries, 2 touchdowns, 191 with 3 touchdowns through the air. All told, 379 yards of total offense for Cade Kaiser. That is player of the game worthy. He gets our first T-shirt of the season, which is all new, and thanks to Chris Derry at Soccer Athlete for making our player of the game T-shirts. This one in the name of Cowboy Country Stores, and Cade Kaiser is your player of the game from Cowboy Country Stores in Pierre and Fort Pierre. So the Governors win at 32-0. We'll look at other scores and set you up for volleyball tomorrow in one final segment in our Family Dental postgame. One final timeout, sending it back to studio, and we're back to wrap it up from Aberdeen. Next, you're listening to Governor Football.
Dakota Storm Roofing is a locally owned roofing company in Pierre, specializing in both residential and commercial roofing services. They can handle your asphalt shingle, metal roofing, and flat roof needs. New construction, plus all types of roof repairs. They can handle the finishing touches, adding fascia, soffit, and gutters too. No job is too big or too small. For a free estimate, call Dakota Storm Roofing at 280-9794. Go to dakotastormroofing.com or find them on Facebook or Instagram.
Do you love watching high school sports but find yourself wanting to be more involved? LiveTicket.tv has the solution for you. They're looking for production managers to assist for this school year. Duties include the management of equipment as well as basic technological understanding. But don't stress, paid training will be provided. Part-time wages starting at $20 per hour. Call 833-605-LIVE, extension 2. That's 833-605-5483, extension 2. And punch your ticket to joining one of the fastest growing companies in South Dakota.
Century Business Products is a proud supporter of South Dakota High School athletics and proud to provide the most reliable Kyocera copiers and printers to schools and businesses in the area, all backed by their 5-time nationally awarded Kyocera servicing team. Are you looking to control color costs? Looking to reduce printers? Are you looking for more efficient ways to scan documents? Or maybe you'd like to become more paperless? Look no further than Century Business Products. Call 800-529-1950 and see how they're powering business technology.
Have you found yourself worrying about inflation and market volatility? Considering what should I do? Can I do anything? Am I going to be okay? The Ranky Gray team has been coaching their clients through these tumultuous times for over 35 years. Let us discover what easy, time-tested adjustments can be made for you. For a free second opinion, our team can be reached at 605-224-5959. Let's start today.
Securities offered through LPL Financial, member FINRA. Investment advisory services offered through New Edge Advisors, LLC. A registered investment advisor. New Edge Advisors, LLC and Ranky Gray Wealth Management are separate entities from LPL Financial.
Do you dream of a custom home built within your budget and done on time? Kruger Contracting can make that dream a reality. They're a trusted home builder since 2003, and they're going to be upfront and open about cost and transparent about where your money is going when it comes to your new home. Their skilled crew will manage construction of your new home from start to finish. They're located in Pierre and can build your home in Pierre, Fort Pierre, or the surrounding area. Call 605-222-2523. Visit KrugerContracting.com or find Kruger Contracting on Facebook.
Hey, DQ fans, taste perfection in every bite of their chicken strip basket. It's loaded with crispy, all-white meat chicken strips, golden fries, crunchy Texas toast, and your favorite dipping sauce. Personally, I'm all about the house-made Hidden Valley Ranch. I'm getting hungry just thinking about it. Do your taste buds a solid and order a chicken strip basket today. Only at DQ. Happy tastes good.
Back in Aberdeen for one final segment, as the Governors defeat the Golden Eagles 32-0 tonight. Governors get Brookings at home next week. As we look at the scores, Brookings trailed 33-0 at halftime in Watertown, and that's the final score, as well as Watertown pitches the shutout, same as the Governors here tonight. We get Watertown at Hollister Field on homecoming night, which is 4 weeks from tonight. Governors with a win over Aberdeen Central. T-Area has maintained control in their game over Huron, 27-13. Still about 5 minutes left in that one, but the Titans and Tigers playing the most competitive game of the night in 11AA so far. Yankton with a 42-0 victory at home over Mitchell as the clock ran a little bit more quickly in that one in the second half. Out west at the end of 3, Douglas leads at Belfouche 34-16. Sturgis leading Rapid City Central 14-7. That one's early second half. And Spearfish and St. Thomas More in a good one, tied 21-21 at the half. In 11 AAA, Sioux Falls, Washington with a win over Rapid City Stevens 27-7. Jefferson wins at Harrisburg in overtime 28-21. So the defending champions in a rematch of last year's championship game upend the Tigers again. And Sioux Falls Lincoln at halftime leading Sioux Falls Roosevelt in an ugly one, 36-0. Looks like a lot of people think, and it looks like it's true, Sioux Falls Lincoln could be the team to beat this year in 11 AAA. Other scores in the 11B ranks. Winner runs away from Wagner 46-6. Mobridge Pollock on Star 99 still going on with a 6-8 lead over Dakota Hills. On KPLO, Mount Vernon Plankinton has defeated Miller Highmore Herald 52-19. And then in the 9AA ranks, you've got to tap your pat the backs of the Stanley County Buffaloes. A very impressive 38-30 win over the DeSmet Bulldogs. DeSmet was ranked number 2. The Buffaloes go to 2-0, a win over Sully Buttes last week, and a real nice win in their home opener tonight, 38-30. David Burrell says that the last scoring drive from Stanley County covered 11 minutes and 43 seconds. And as he said, that is getting it done. So a great win for Max Foth and the Buffaloes in Fort Pierre tonight. Wall leads Phillip at halftime 12-6. Stanley County has a game at Dupree next week. Dupree trailing at the end of 3, 14-6 to Lemon McIntosh. A couple of other Central South Dakota scores. Potter County defeating Sully Buttes 26-12. And Harriet Selby defeating Timberlake 24-13. Jones County Mercy rules Sunshine Bible today 56-6. And the Lyman Raiders had a game against New Underwood. I'm just looking for that score real quick to update, and then we'll move on. Lyman 36-12 over the New Underwood Tigers. That's the scores. Actually, one other score that we have for you is high school volleyball, as the Pierre Governors defeat Rapid City Stevens to open their season tonight. Stevens beat them 25-23 in the first set. Governors come back with 3 good wins in that one, as it went 27-25, 25-12, 26-24. So just one blowout. Otherwise, 3 real close matches between the Govs and the Raiders. But Pierre starts the season 1-0. They'll take on Rapid City Central tomorrow. Aberdeen Central beats Rapid City Central easily tonight, 16-18, 14 in a 3-set sweep. Aberdeen will go to Stevens tomorrow, but it'll be Pierre at Rapid City Central. We're on the air at 1:30 Central Time with our pre-match coverage, and a 2 o'clock Central Time first serve tomorrow. We'll be out in Rapid City with that one after being here in Aberdeen tonight. Mitchell also beat Sturgis 3-1 in high school volleyball tonight. But here on the football field, with the Governors getting a win, they open their home schedule. 5 of the 9 regular season games for the Govs will be at home starting next week, and including their home opener against the Brookings Bobcats. 6:25 pregame, and we're on with the kickoff at 7 o'clock here on your official voice of the Governors, River 92.7. Big thanks to Sean Lewis for helping us out tonight. Did a great job. We'll have him back with us next Friday as well. For Heather Williams in studio running the show as brilliantly as ever, and for Caleb Brozick from Live Ticket doing our live video streaming. This game will be available for rebroadcast on our website at drgnews.com and the River 92.7 page. One final reminder on your way home from high school sporting events, the Highway Safety Office of South Dakota celebrates being a part of a team. They remind us that buckling up is the best way to save your life in a crash. Do it for your family and friends, because you've got some place to be, from the South Dakota Office of Highway Safety. So until we talk with you again tomorrow for high school volleyball, for all those involved here tonight, a great job by the Governors getting it started with an opening season victory, 32-0 on the Gales Gas Service scoreboard, sponsored by Gales Gas Service in Pierre. We'll be with you again 1:30 Central Time in Rapid City for volleyball tomorrow. I'm Brian Oakland, DRG Media Group Sports. This has been a DRG Media Group Sports presentation, your official voice of Pierre Governor Sports. Have a great Friday evening, everybody.